Walter, can you hear me? Okay, I'm gonna make sure staff is ready. Once I confirm you got a work ready.
I'm not doing what I used to do. Doing better. Okay.
We're going to get started now. Today is May 13th. This is the Community Redevelopment Agency regular meeting. The current time is 6:08. Ms. Shirley, roll call, please.
Chair Guyton,
Here.
Vice Chair Spiritus,
Here.
Commissioner Miller Anderson, Commissioner Lanier, Commissioner Davis Paneer. Also present on the dais, Attorney Chris Smith with Pittman Law Group, Executive Director Jadal Mercius, Anita Jenkins, Director of Neighborhood Services, Shirley Desir, Director of Administration.
We're going to have a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Ms. Davis Paneer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any? Thank you. I need a pen and a pad to get a minute. Okay, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Are there any disclosures?
Yes, Chair.
Yes.
Yes, I know most of the developers. I've talked to them previously about the project prior to the Cone of Silence. I do know many of their subcontractors and people that are working for them, such as Kim Lee Horn, who did work for me privately in the past. But I do know many of the people that are involved with all of these projects. So I just want to put that on the record.
Thank you. I too have spoken in the past, not during the Cone of Silence, to I think most of them, most of the prime developers here, and some of the subcontractors.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
I too, at some point in the past, have spoken with each of the developers.
Okay. Thank you very much. I entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as printed.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Dr. Spiritus and seconded by Councilwoman Davis Paneer. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, I call the question.
Commissioner Davis Paneer,
Yes.
Vice Chair Spiritus,
Yes.
Chair Guyton.
Yes.
That motion passes 3-0.
Okay, moving right along, we'll go into the consent agenda. Does any council person want to pull anything from the consent agenda? If not, I entertain a motion. Nope, there's nothing under the consent. I'm just going down there. We are now at presentations. Before we get started, first, as you see, we don't have two of our commissioners here. And we canceled one meeting, the presentation, when everybody came out expecting to do this. We have a decision to make. Should we move forward without the two?
I agree that we should move forward, Chair.
Are there any objections?
No. I would definitely like to see the presentations. They're all here prepared. So if anything, if you want to delay a vote or something, maybe we can consider that, but I don't want to make a decision on that now. I would like to see the presentation.
Okay. Yes, I would prefer to have all of the commissioners here, but we can't continue to keep canceling meetings. And I'm not blaming anyone for not being here, but I'm just saying business is going to have to move forward.
Chair,
Yes.
did we receive word from any of the other commissioners why they're not here tonight?
I did not, but I don't know if it's personal, so I don't want to get into why. But my only concern is people have come here again on a major decision, but I do understand Councilwoman Davis Bernier on reservations, and I'm willing to accept that suggestion to have the presentations and delay the vote until next meeting.
Chair,
Yes.
can we see the presentations and make that decision by vote afterwards?
Okay.
We do have to do the city's business. We do have a quorum.
I do. We do.
As
We
you
do.
said, we did postpone this once before.
We did. Okay. We're going to move forward with the presentations. I have kick it over to staff. Staff, would you outline what the rules of engagement are?
Good evening, Chair. Good evening, Vice Chair. Good evening, Commissioners. Jadelle Merzus here, Executive Director of Riviera Beach CRA. At this time, I'd like to pass it forward to Director Latanya Amons, who will discuss the presentation at hand, along with the specific parameters for each of the presenters. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. Latanya Ammons, Director of Procurement.
Director Amons, if we can have, I'm sorry, Ms. Desir, she'll read the specifics for.
Presentation 5A, 1206, RFP 25-4, Marina Village Phase 2 solicitation. The acceptance of public comment cards are now closed. Mr. Chair, we have one comment card.
Okay, would you please? Did they want to speak now after the presentations? The one comment card.
After the presentation.
Okay.
So,
Ms. Amons.
There you go.
Hello, good evening, Mayor, members of the CRA Board. My name is Latanya Ammons, and I'm the Director of Procurement for the City of Riviera Beach. I'm here this evening to present the RFP 1206-25-4, the Evaluation Committee rankings as scored by 7 committee members, and present proposals for oral presentations. The CRA is seeking a qualified development partner to enter into a ground lease for the vacant uplands portion of the city Marina Village. The goal is to create a Class A mixed-use waterfront destination that may include restaurants, entertainment venues, recreational facilities, structured parking, hotel accommodations, amenities, and other complementary uses. In 2024, the CRA contracted with JL, also known as Jones Lang LaSalle America, to serve as consultants to provide public-private partnership development assistance for services including market analysis, financial analysis, and RFP development. In accordance with Chapter 16.5 of the City of Riviera Beach Code of Ordinances, the Procurement Department issued the request for proposal on August 25th, 2025. The solicitation was advertised on the city's website and BidNet and broadcast to 2,863 BidNet registered vendors. In addition, JLL, the CRA's consultant, distributed a press release to their network, and the CRA posted the solicitation on the CRA's website. 124 vendors downloaded the solicitation. A non-mandatory verbal pre-bid meeting was held on Wednesday, September 10th, 2025 at 3:00 p.m. The CRA received 3 proposals by the submission deadline of November 17th, 2025, and 3 proposals were received from Forest Development, Related Group, and Sonnenblick. JLL reviewed all 3 proposals and conducted a compliance review. All 3 proposals were deemed responsive and financially viable and advanced to the evaluation stage. The City of Riviera Beach Procurement Department utilized city employees and other qualified individuals in the community as participants in the evaluation committee to provide fair, professional, and objective assistance in the evaluation of supply responses. The evaluation committee's review and recommendation to the City Council played a vital role in maintaining an equitable and competitive procurement process. Each evaluation committee member agreed to independently and objectively evaluate each supplier response, actively participate in the evaluation process, possess confidence in their contribution to the recommendation, and followed all procedures to ensure the integrity of the process. In accordance with the City of Riviera Beach Code, Section 16.5-342, all committee members shall be free of conflicts of interest as provided by Part 3, Chapter 112 of the Florida Statutes and amended, and the City Employee Code of Ethics as amended. I would like to advise the board that subsequent to the February 24th, 2026 evaluation, the Procurement Department received written allegations asserting a conflict of interest involving an evaluation committee member. In summary, the due diligence conducted by the Procurement Department confirmed that the allegation conflate two legally distinct entities, and thus there was no conflict of interest based upon the information gathered. The evaluation committee provided weighted scorings as outlined on page 21 of the solicitation. The evaluation committee was responsible for reviewing the proposals and evaluated two categories as outlined in the solicitation. Category 1, qualifications and experience, and Category 2, technical. For this particular solicitation, the evaluation committee used a rating methodology of I'm gonna mess this up. So, rating methodology with fixed percentage scores rather than score ranges. This approach is commonly used in Florida public procurement, in the public sector procurements because it promotes consistency and objectivity across evaluations. This means evaluators did not select arbitrary point values. An evaluation committee was held, the proposals were evaluated, and the vendors were ranked. Are You Related was ranked with 90.84 points. Forrest was ranked with 88.33, and Sonnenblick was ranked with 86.73. All proposals were extended an opportunity to provide oral presentations, and they have agreed. The purpose of the oral presentations is to share information, exchange innovative ideas, clarify concepts, and enhance the CRA board's understanding of the CRA's needs and expectations. The order of presentation will be based on the rankings from the evaluation committee, with the highest ranked respondent presenting last. And that concludes my introduction. And at this time, we will begin with oral presentations. And the first vendor is Sonnenblick Development.
Thank you, Ms. Amos. Before we do that, the time frame that they have, and if there are any other stipulations that have been put into the notice for them to speak.
Yes, the time frame is 15 minutes. The stipulation is no more than 3 members of the evaluation committee are to present. And in the packages that were passed to the board, you will also see the subcontractor list that I asked all proposals to provide. And that's the one, you've been provided with a copy of that as well.
Thank you, Ms. Amos. Representatives from Sonnenblick, would you please come to the podium, please?
Chair, I have one question for Ms. Almonds. Can you tell me, once again, the contractor list, the subcontractor list, and the local people, I guess? The question is, are we going to be back in the same situation we were in previous approvals and reviews where we have shown a subcontractor and that subcontractor disappears at the time of finalization of the contract?
Thank you so much for the question. If I may, the subcontractor list was provided. Unfortunately, in a solicitation that was posted, we did not state specifically that any subcontractors that are proposed that you must use and you must seek approval from staff before changing the, to make that change as far as the subcontractor is concerned. We did not stipulate that in the solicitation. We can ask, and if we want to move forward with a vendor, we can put those stipulations and negotiate that in the contract at the time before award, but we can't make it a requirement today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Spears. Okay, representatives from Sonnenblick.
Chair,
I'm sorry.
before we get started, I wanted to notate that we do not have the ability to count down from 15 minutes here on this clock. We will manually do it on our phones. Once it gets to 3 minutes per the presentation, we will start the countdown right there. We
Okay.
highly advise you all to keep time as well. Thank you.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mayor.
Thank you. And if Ms. Desir or Director, if we can't just make an announcement that the clock has started, because during the presentation, they may not even be looking in that direction. So just let them know 3 minutes, and that can be the countdown, so they'll see it there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, before you start, just a quick question. Are you going to have us make an additional presentation for the other two CRA or council members?
We're going to have that discussion after this, the colleagues that are here. We haven't made that decision yet.
Okay. You'll let us know.
Yes.
Okay.
Please start.
We start. CRA members and council members and Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for the opportunity to present to you. My name is Bob Sonnenblick. I'm the chairman of Sonnenblick Development. You know us from the last 2.5 years of our being here in front of you, and also from our involvement in the new Riviera Beach City Hall project. So I will be very brief on our introduction and jump right into the project information. Just very quickly, we are a 133-year-old real estate development company. Our major two businesses are building buildings for major governmental entities. We have developed and still own today about 1 million square feet of government buildings. We own the LA headquarters for Homeland Security. We have LA County Sheriff, the FBI, and 14 other major governmental entities, the point of which is our strong relationship in working with municipalities and governmental agencies and building them projects. You can see the list on the board of some of the tenants, the governmental agencies that we've done real estate projects with. But our major business is the hotel development business. And as you see up here, I was one of the original development partners in the Lowe's Santa Monica Beach Hotel. Other projects that we're now doing is a $250 million dual hotel project on the waterfront in California. And the reason I mention that is it's 2 hotels, which is similar to what we have proposed here for this property, a 2-hotel anchored project. Our team, in addition to Sonnenblick Development, you all are very familiar with our friends at Kaufman Lynn Construction and MCO Construction, and at Leo Daly Architects, who are also based here or next door in West Palm Beach. In addition, our hotel operator is Island Hospitality, who is also based in West Palm Beach. The key thing that brought us to this project 2.5, 3 years ago, you're all very well aware of the Margaritaville at Sea ocean liner docked a couple hundred yards away. They asked us to get involved and do a hotel for their customers. They have 750 cabins in their boat down the street. And right now, those customers stay at hotels spread across Palm Beach County. The night before they go on the boat, the night after, and they run 3 separate trips per week to the Bahamas. So it's a huge amount of customers that don't stay in Riviera Beach. They stay by the airport in other areas and drive in. Their chairman requested that we get involved and do the hotel with them. And shortly, we're going to show you the original letter from them supporting us in this project. Here is a copy of that letter on their letterhead to our development company, and also on the right, a description of the numerous other Margaritaville hotels, the key one on this list being their hotel in Nassau, where the boat goes 3 times a week. Again, the night before it leaves, the night after it leaves. One of the key things that we've been involved in, and actually one of your fellow commissioners was involved in, was a previous developer who was involved, who brought to you some fake financing for their project. We've done something different. In the 8 years that they had the project, they couldn't get real financing. And with Glenn's help, you checked out their financing and found it not to be correct. We have a letter that I've included for you, and we are happy to introduce you to a $12.5 billion fund based out of New York City called the Related Real Estate Fund. Again, a $12.5 billion construction lender who on their letterhead sent us a proposal to lend us $190 million for this project. We did this in 8 weeks after you sent out your RFP, as opposed to the other gentleman who spent 8 years and couldn't do it. Go back to that for 1 second. We put this together in 8 weeks. And the key thing I want to point out to you, this is among the 5 different construction lenders that sent us a loan application for this project. We are ready to go. The Related Real Estate Fund that's mentioned here had a choice. Their choice was to either lend to the Sonnenblick team or to a related base team who is competing with us. They chose on this $190 million loan to lend to us for this project. Now let me step forward and tell you the key thing that we are here to talk to you about right now. We are not asking the city. Hold on to the video for 1 second. We are not asking the city for $1. Our project is totally funded by our team. Our other competitors here are asking you for $100 million or $300 million for a convention center. We are not asking for $1. In fact, our ground rent that we are offering to you of $500,000 per year on the 2 phases is just the opposite of asking you to fund money. One of the things that we've learned from our involvement in the city hall is that the city has a minimum number of dollars available. You're funding a huge water treatment project, a city hall project. Therefore, we are not asking you for any money, as opposed to several hundred million each from our competitors. Let me take a second and now show you and the audience our project.
So let's step into a vision right now. Imagine being on a public waterfront promenade where you're gonna make memories with your children, with your loved ones, with your grandchildren. Imagine being able to walk up and down, to choose a place in a restaurant, or invite your friends to go and join a tour. Imagine this being able to be part of your life every single day. Picture yourself walking through the promenade and just choosing any one of the facilities, any one of the amenities that are layered so there is more space for the community and for everyone that wants to be part of not just a destination, but part of a lifestyle. This is your future. This is the now that we can shape together. And what I would like to do is highlight the placemaking strategy that we're applying as a team. We're collaborative. We believe in pedestrian first, activated ground force, outdoor, indoor, and community connectivity. But what is more important, we're building this vision on the basis of what you all invested in, on what is your master plan and what is your vision. More than 2.5 years of community engagement went into that vision. We're building upon that. So just a quick overlook of the two phases. As phase one, we're going to have 250 key hotels. The first one, Margaritaville, and the first part of the condo tower will be built on a plinth with amenities, with 5 restaurants, with aquarium, with the event center that will be reinvented. Phase two, the second hotel, 150 keys, as well as an additional condo tower.
Now, before I get into this, Jeff Zalkin, Kaufman Lynn, you know us very well, want to put that because it's $0 needed in about 30 months from acceptance to ribbon cutting. We can do that because of that we control and we don't need your money to make it happen. We also can do savings since we're doing the City Hall complex and this, as you see major projects at the same time, you can save about 1.5% of the construction cost. We can lower the cost of both projects. Let's talk about the community. You had a great question before to staff. It's why we answered like we did. We went through 88. We know what the IG's office is looking for. We're not going to go back in front of that. So we haven't made the commitments, but we do have a history. We've achieved between 30 and 50% local participation on the projects we've done in Riviera Beach. That is a track record. That's not a promise of the future because we're not going to give you a promise that's not based in reality. We're going to continue what we've already done for you because we've already done it for you, and that's 30 to 50%. We have a 5-point plan. Involve the local businesses in construction. It's not what we're going to do. It's a continuation improvement on what we've already done, that 30 to 50% of Riviera Beach businesses being involved in Riviera Beach projects. These are larger projects. We're going to break that up into smaller so that way somebody can do, say, amenity deck. Somebody can do a part of the tower. That way you're not saying this can only work for large companies. We're going to get that. We're going to also take some of this larger scope and require if a larger subcontractor, even the structure or glass,
3-minute warning.
We're going to break that up so they have to have participation. We're going to support them. Also, we're going to make sure Riviera Beach is building Riviera Beach. And beyond that, there's a lot of amenities here. Every aspect of this project, before one job is filled by somebody else, there's going to be a Riviera Beach job fair, and Riviera Beach residents have the first chance of filling that job before it's even open to the public. It's not just making a difference in construction, it's making a difference for decades.
And now a quick overview of all the buildings that you have seen to make it easy. You can see on the left-hand side, Margaritaville, Hilton Hotel in the back tower. The tower in the middle is the first condo tower that will be built as the plinth and the open promenade and the event center in the back. You can see the completed condo towers when the plinth and all the condominiums are set in place. And again, an important view, look at the width and the space that is allotted to the publicly available waterfront promenade.
Let's take one last second to show you two important things. We have worked very heavily on bringing local restaurants and participants in from the local community. What you have there is a list of all the local groups that will be involved either as tenants or employed. This is in addition to the construction firms that Jeff was talking about. And we brought some of our local friends with us. Maybe if we could have you just stand up and acknowledge these are the local people that we want involved in this project, if you will let us do that. And we thank everybody for their participation. Again, the key thing, we are ready. We've been working on this deal together with your city for 2.5 years. We have our funding ready. Margaritaville is ready. We are ready. We are not asking you for $1. Our competitors want $100 million. They want a convention center for you to finance for $300 million. We're not asking for any of that. We are ready to go now, and we are hearing your request to have local participation. Kaufman Lynn here's your request. They have already done a great job on their other projects with you with local hiring. And thank you very much for your opportunity for us to present to you.
Thank you for your presentation. Okay. We have to keep moving. Colleagues, how do you want to ask?
Chair, can we ask some
now,
questions?
Or you want to hear?
I like to ask questions while they're up here.
Good. Let's go to question.
Right.
Dr. Spiritus and then Mayor Lawson.
Thank you.
Okay. First, I just want to correct the record. You said that I was able to determine that the previous group was not able to fund the project. I believe you were partners on that project and you were funding the project. So I believe there was funding. I did determine that there were 2 letters from Margaritaville Hotel and one of them was not a real letter.
Yes.
And I brought that to the attention of the staff and the staff verified what I had found. So I just want to get that for the record. Second, I see you have an LOI from Related. I assume that's Related Ross and,
No, related New York City.
well, okay, Related New York City.
Yeah.
You have an LOI. What would it take for you to get a commitment? Because LOIs are pretty easy to get, you know that.
It would be, the only thing that's stopping us from getting a commitment is your vote tonight.
Okay.
Okay, let's settle it down.
Okay. The second question, are you looking for any tax breaks on this project?
We're not looking for tax breaks. We don't want, we are talking about doing a bed tax, which is additional and over and above what the city collects. And that will be collected from hotel guests, not local citizens, but hotel guests who will be staying at the 2 hotels. The key point being, we are not going to be a bind on local people paying taxes. It'll be out of towners paying a hotel bed tax.
So is this above and beyond the county's hotel tax?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay. I
Yes.
have no other questions.
Thank you, Dr. Spiritus. Mayor Lawson.
Thank you. You mentioned, and I believe Kaufman Lynn team mentioned that they would have the project completion 30 months from acceptance to completion. Is that 30 months phase 1, phase 2?
Phase 1.
Phase 1, 30 months from acceptance by the city?
Basically, you give you get an agreement with the developer. At that point, we're in 30 months is ribbon cutting from that moment. Because we're basically going to start, you select us, we're going to start, yeah.
What amenities are included in your phase 1?
Phase 1 is, why don't you go over the phase 1?
Phase one is the 150 keys Margaritaville Hotel, the entire plinth on which condo tower number one sits, and all 5 restaurants. There is an amenity, the flow rider, the aquarium, and an amphitheater. So this is all public amenities.
Right, and Mr. Mayor, the restaurants that we have spoken to, we thought would be a really good mix, since you're asking. People like Okeechobee Steakhouse, in Lantana, Key Lime House, also in the Lantana area, Riggins Crab House, wonderful restaurant. Jimmy Buffett's sister runs a restaurant called Lulu's.
But if I could reclaim my time, we'll
Sure.
hear about that in a little bit. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
The second is, I know you've mentioned that you've highlighted projects, government buildings, which you specialized in. Do you have any examples of any comparable waterfront entertainment hotels that you or your team have created? I know that was under the Kaufman Lynn team. Has your team actually done any of those?
Yes, what did you show? Oh, there was a picture, Mr. Mayor, of a 2-hotel project that we are working on in California. It was shown up there very
I saw the
quickly.
rendering, but have you
Right.
completed any projects?
No, that's not completed.
Has construction started?
On that, no, it won't be started till January.
And
The beachfront hotel, the first one,
Mhm.
the Lowe's Hotel, which is 362 rooms, is completed. But the Ventura one
Thank
is starting in January.
Thank you. Last question, Mr. Chair. Market conditions. Within real estate, I know market goes up and down. If these conditions worsen over the next 1, 2, 3 months, based upon rates going up, cost of construction continuing to rise, what does that look like in regards to the public benefits and what will be protected? Because I know you said phase one would be within 30 months. Phase one and phase two are my concerns because we're still on phase two of the marina here, and this is 10 years later. So that was started. We don't want to be in that same situation where we start a project and we do not finish it and complete it, because center was opened about 2014, 2015, and now we're just starting phase two. We want to have the same scenario and clear timelines and also parameters put in place to protect the city as well in the event that you don't meet those timelines.
Okay, we're fine to accept benchmarks like you're talking about, but in terms of timing, all we are committing to start right now is the phase one, and the phase two, which is the second hotel and the second condo tower, really will be a function of what the real estate market, the issues you brought up, is in 18 months. But we are fully committed to doing the full phase one.
Which would encompass all of the requested items for the solicitation and negotiated, which is the 5 restaurants, the hotel Margaritaville, and then also the amenity, the aquarium or whatever amenity that you negotiate with.
And the 1,300 car parking garage too.
Thank you.
And Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
real fast. One of the advantages with the construction, we are not like some of the others, great construction companies, but national, bigger picture, bigger overhead and everything. We are based here in Palm Beach. This is our home. This is where we focus. We are the local big guy, but it means we don't have the overhead. So we're able to really focus in and get the efficiency and shield a little bit from that construction cost and risk.
Thank you. And I appreciate that you guys did complete the subcontract participation form. Director Ammons is working on some procurement to make sure that these agreements are executed, because that's what I want to see moving forward. But the fact you did complete it with reputable names, small businesses, local businesses from the community, I appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mayor Lawson.
Mr. Chair. So I have a
Yes.
question. Is this project tourism driven or resident driven? Because I do want to make sure that we're focusing on things at the marina that will appeal to our residents and that our residents can afford and enjoy. And it seems like a lot of it is tourism driven, which I know is important, but can you speak to that? Because it's the residents that.
We're actually focused on both. The hotels will obviously be more geared towards out-of-towners coming to spend money here. But the key thing I did, and it's the reason I mentioned the restaurants, we want places like Sailfish Marina, which are geared towards locals. We want this boardwalk to be open to the public. And all the restaurants, these Riviera Beach needs good local restaurants. Riggins Crab House is here locally. Key Lime House is locally down in Lantana. So we actually want both tourism and local business. And we want to give locals discounts at the restaurants and at the hotels so that our locals will shop the project.
And I would like to add one more statement, just repeating what I said earlier. There is a reason why we built upon the master plan that was developed as a vision through a very long process. You already invested in this. You worked with your local community. There is a spine, which is the street that comes right here, and that is the part of how the community comes in, whether they drive in or they walk. This new development is woven into the fabric of Riviera Beach City. It continues that urban fabric that is pedestrian friendly, community friendly, inviting all the way to the waterfront. So this incredible nature amenity that you have is part of the city life. So all of what we're suggesting is really built upon vision and studies and a master plan that incorporates that. So community and tourism blend together for a successful economic and resilient story.
Do you have further questions, Councilwoman?
Chair?
Dr. Spears.
Can you tell me how many full-time jobs you're expecting this project will create full-time?
I'll give you two numbers. It's about, first of all, it's about 2 million man-hours of construction jobs. And then once we're open, it's probably 1,000 jobs between the 2 hotels, the 5 restaurants, the 100,000 square feet of retail. The condo buildings really, and the residential buildings really don't create that much jobs, but the hotels and the retail and the restaurants will create a substantial amount of jobs.
Sonnenblick, can you tell me who the second hotel is?
Yes, it's Hilton, and Hilton Corporation with a Hilton Suites Hotel, and they are very excited about this project.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Sonnenblick, when is the last time that your company actually developed a project?
Right now, this is our biggest sole one.
No. I'm talking about work that you have done in the past that is already completed. When is the last time that you physically, your company, developed a project?
The last of the 1 million square feet that I own and built, the last one was probably 2004 because of the fact that the world crashed in real estate in 2008. We, thank God, did not build anything during that period.
2004?
Yeah.
Okay, that was the last time you physically developed a property.
Yeah.
Another question. I saw that you got a LOI from Related. Was that for both phases?
No, that is just for the first phase. You're correct.
Okay. How would the second phase be financed?
We don't know yet. I don't know what the costs are going to be 2 years from now. We'll have to deal with that in 2 years. They and the other 5 lenders that we have interested were only asked to fund the first phase.
Okay. And I did hear where it was mentioned that it would take about 30 months from the time of approval from
Design, permit, construction.
Okay. When you said 30 months, is that in anticipation to have the CO as well?
Yeah, that's occupancy.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Certificate of occupancy that you feel you can get it. I mean, you would complete everything necessary to receive it within 30 months.
Correct.
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, I have one more question. I saw a lot of people stand up that on your team. How many of them have you actually, and let me say this, companies can enter into contracts based on whether they receive a certain project. You don't have to wait until the project is awarded. How many, the next question, how many have a signed contract with Mr. Sonnenblick?
You're talking about with the people
Yeah,
that stood
I
up?
saw people stand up
Okay,
saying
we
they're
have,
part
well, a
of the
lot
team.
of them are involved in the project. So we have, working with a lot of the firms on your other facilities. We do not have executed agreements for this upcoming projects, partly because we've learned what trouble that causes for you, for us, to not do that.
Wait, slow down. What problems does that cause for us?
We, both the city and that went to the IG's office. We got a clean bill of health from the IG's office, but we were there over basically that.
What, and I don't want to get into the details. I'm not understanding how entering into an agreement based on whether you get a project. Loans are given like that too. They'll give you a tentative agreement based on whether you actually is awarded the project. Is that correct? Have you? Yes or no? Is that correct?
I'm not sure I clearly understand that, so I'm going to be,
okay.
I'm confused.
Can you get a loan? When you go and apply for a loan, you say, I want to build this project. And they say, I give you this loan only if you actually get the project.
You can answer that part. That's not.
You would never get a loan commitment. This is a loan application.
I know.
You would never get a loan commitment for $200 million until the city has awarded you this designation as the exclusive developer. You must have that first.
I understand.
To get a commitment.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move away from that. It's not important. Yes. The last question my last question wasn't answered. So there is no one that actually has a signed contract with your company right now.
I mean, for the construction part, if you enter and basically, and also the public procurement aspect of bidding out the project, of getting three numbers and doing things, then if you get that commitment without full drawings, without a full scope, you're basically saying, I'm sole sourcing this, and regardless of what number comes in, that's the number we're taking. That provides a lot of legal, a lot of state issues, a lot of local issues. And as we saw, Fire Station 88, clean bill of health, heavily scrutinized because of that. There are things that we are doing in terms of commitment. You saw 30 to 50% of local participation. I don't think has ever been achieved on other projects. We achieved that on 88 and 87, and we're doing phenomenally on 86. And we're doing it to also in the way that is audit friendly, protects the city, protects us in all parts, because we don't want to get ourselves or inadvertently you all in trouble for doing a process that is not fully above board.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Councilwoman Davis-Bernier.
Sure, and I don't know if you were leaning toward this, but I will. KL, you spoke well about the community benefits, the residents and businesses working, and it sounded great. But this is reminiscent of the last project that was brought before us, where we had a lot of people stand and present, but then after the fact, they were no longer on the project.
Which project? If you're talking about our project or a
I'm
different?
talking about Mr. Sonnenblick's project, where there were a lot of people.
This one.
Chair?
Okay, we weren't involved.
Referring to the
Okay.
ITN.
I could tell
The
you.
City Hall project, right?
Yes, the City Hall.
I could tell you, the city outlet, which is still going in negotiation in that. Kaufman, I could tell you on behalf of the whole team and specifically for Kaufman Lynn, I think we've proven our commitment to the city and involving local businesses, local residents. Every project we do, we're a locally based company. We will follow through and make sure we we've blown out our goals on all the projects. We will do that on every project we build both directly for the city and indirectly for the city. That is our personal and corporate pledge. Beyond the construction, that would be discussed with the developer.
Okay, do you have any further questions, Councilwoman? Okay, we're ready to move on to the next.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. We're ready to move on to the next applicant.
The next proposal to present is Forest Development.
Okay, would you please come forward, please?
Chair,
Yes.
once again, as a reminder, 15-minute presentation. We do not have the ability to put that up on the clock. After the 12th minute, we will give a notice that 3 minutes are left, and we will begin the countdown.
Okay. Forrest, let us know when you're ready, and we'll start the clock.
Let's begin.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Good evening.
Mr. Zerr, go
Brian
ahead.
Terry with Insight Studio. Honored to be here with the Forest Development team this evening. Thank you, Mayor Lawson, Chairman Guyton, Vice Chair Spiritus, certainly Commissioner Lanier, Executive Director Merzies, and the staff and the residents of the city. This is truly a transformational opportunity. Within the community and this commission. I know you guys have invested countless hours, countless energy to bring us here to this evening. We know it's one of the most important valuable community assets for the CRA and the city, and we're honored to be presenting our vision and believe would serve this city for generations to come. The quick outline, excuse me, sorry. The outline is, I'm going to just give you an overview of the presentation of our team, as well as a quick overview of the application and the project outline. We're going to have Charisma Adams with Articulate. We'll be speaking about our team's commitment and community involvement and benefits that are all unique to our proposal. Andrew Carmarius of Forest Development will provide an overview of the economic proposal, structure, benefits to the city residents, and the fact that despite maybe what was just mentioned, we are asking or requesting no contribution from the city for any aspect of this project and proposal that we're putting in front of you. And of course, Peter Batarian is here with Forest, and although not speaking as part of this presentation, will be available for question and answer. Again, just a quick outline of whom Forest Development is. Again, we are the only local development company from Palm Beach County that you're going to hear from this evening. Founded on 3 principles. 1, have the vision to be transformative, right? 2, create environments and communities that thrive. And 3, be present in the partnership with the communities that we work within. We do have the local experience. Helping to transform this corridor and being committed to the success of this Broadway corridor has been a hallmark of what Forest Development has done within the community. Nautilus 220 is open. People are moving in. Chef David Burke, who is here, his restaurant Seahawk Prime is busy every night and elevating the neighborhood. Oculina, which you guys are familiar with, will be the anchor for the north end of the city. And we're preparing the demolition for the old Winn-Dixie, working on opening the sales office and developing those permit plans that will be necessary to move that project forward. And as you know, 1851 Broadway, appreciate moving forward the term sheet and now working to finalize that property sale or purchase and sale agreement, which is in process. So we have the incredible team. Just again, take the moment, please. Everybody who is on our team, please stand up while I just touch on a couple of things. Again, focus on the local consultant and contractors that live and work within this community. With a limited time, I'm not going to go through. Sorry, I'm not keeping up on my slides.
You can have a seat now.
Yeah, I'm not going to go through all of them. Obviously, we have limited time. However, the red represents those members of the team who are Riviera Beach, their businesses are part of this community. It really is an incredible team, and I know Chairman is going to touch on a little bit more as we go further. I'm going to try to walk you through the development program as quickly as I can here. Really, again, this is a master plan development. It's community focused, it's revenue focused, but it's also success focused. There are 5 major components of this dynamic marina village, which this community deserves to see come to fruition. I'm going to start with the Convention and Community Center. Again, we think this is the opportunity to be the jewel of the overall development. It's identified as building number 1 and located really in the centerpiece of the property. At approximately 65,000 to 100,000 square feet of event swing space. It'll be at the size and the scale that will support the localized tourism and community residents' needs. The Force team, we have contracted with Hospitality Evaluation Services, so that's HVS, initiated a market study to do a full market analysis to really figure out what is the appropriate size, how does it fit within this community, how does it work in context to other facilities that are within Palm Beach County or around, to really make sure that it is something that fits correctly within the marketplace. So that is ongoing. Again, within the confines of this proposed development plan, we're looking at being able to provide about 750 public parking spaces. Again, it's going to serve those uses, but also be able to serve the marina, serve some of the other ancillary and mixed-use opportunities that we're proposing within the development. We do anticipate it to be phased again so that we can make sure that the functions that operate from this facility will have a home and never get displaced, and will have a place to be. Again, it's a great asset to promote and attract additional tourism dollars into this community. The promenade, again, we have buildings 2 through 4, which are outlined really on the promenade again, trying to bring back the vision that I think is always intended to be here. We've reorganized things a bit, but the goal is the same. We're proposing low scale, 3-story restaurant, retail, some office space, all walkable, all engaged with different open spaces and garden spaces that surround those buildings to really create that activity zone. That is what is going to create the vibe of what the Riviera Beach Marina will be all about. When people approach, they'll see the activity along the waterfront is dynamic and it's exciting. I will jump to the building number 5, which is on the far south side. This will be the condominium and boat storage building. We're proposing approximately 160 condominium units. Again, residents critical to the success of the daily operation of the restaurants and the businesses that are going to be operating on the property. The residential tower will be constructed above a 300 vessel dry boat storage building. What's very unique about this opportunity is, again, it is a substantial revenue generator and creates a lot of stability for the marina itself and really expands on those services that are offered at the marina today. Building number 6 is the hotel building. Again, this I should move forward here. Hotel would have activated first floor retail. We're proposing approximately 260 keys. I think that we are excited and proud that here in the meeting tonight is Eric Carlson with the Marriott Singer Island. We do have an LOI from Marriott for them to operate in the hotel space. Again, it'll help to supplement the community and the convention space that we're proposing, but obviously support the port, support all the local tourism that we certainly hope come to this community. And then lastly, certainly not least, is Bicentennial Park. We are proposing a significant number of improvements to the park. Again, maintaining open space is critically important, and expanding that experience for all the residents. This would be a community space. We're reorienting the stage to be addressing the amphitheater, new adventure playground spaces, dedicated picnic park, food truck plaza, special events, shaded seating, again, a dog park, all of those things that are really going to be to the benefit of the residents who can utilize this on a daily basis. So with all of that, what we're really excited about is, we think that with this proposal, this development will certainly make Riviera Beach Marina the envy of all the coastal communities up and down the coast. And that's what you and we all deserve here. So with that, I'm going to pass the mic over to Charisma, who is going to touch on all of our public outreach and community benefits.
Thank you, Brian. Good evening, members of the council. My role in this team is to make sure that when this project breaks ground, that the workforce and the contractors building it look like Riviera Beach. This slide proves that we're already doing just that. We have 11 minority-owned firms integrated into our team, and 8 are local Riviera Beach businesses. And together, these firms have already delivered more than 10 significant projects right here in the city. West Riviera and Washington Elementary, the Riviera Beach Library, Fire Station 88, Heron Estates Phase 1 and 2, the Marina Event Center, Greater Bethel, and the Singer Island Marriott. This is verified on-the-ground performance, not a list of intentions. We're also actively building the next generation. Just last year, Forest Development supported the launch of Blue Grid and Blue Grid Developments, a local business owned and operated by a 21-year-old Riviera Beach resident whom we have with us this evening. Our participation commitment is a 25% small business enterprise goal, which translates to more than $175 million flowing back into local businesses over the life of this project. I want to be clear that this is our floor and not our ceiling. Our team has previously achieved as high as 45% local participation, and we can provide verifiable evidence to back that up. Because it's really easy to achieve over 40% participation on projects with a workforce of 50 people. It takes a lot more intricate and complex system when you have about 400 to 500 people on site per day. So how do we deliver these numbers when most projects fall short? It's from infrastructure. We have already secured committed partnerships with Space Connect for back office and capacity building, innovative bonding services for bonding access, and these are 2 places where local subcontractors most often get stuck. We're currently running a capacity building pilot right now in Palm Beach County that scales qualified local firms in real time, and we have a pipeline of underutilized Riviera Beach subcontractors ready to mobilize on day 1. And so when you add in trade-specific matchmaking, not just job fairs, customized bid packages, mentorship pairings, and a public compliance dashboard, you have a system that produces results, not just promises. So for our residents, the impact is direct. We have up to 1,500 construction jobs across the 10-year build-out, and we have more than 1,000 permanent jobs once we open. Additionally, career pathways have been built into this project itself, including an on-site culinary school led by nationally recognized chef David Burke, whom we have here this evening, and marine industry training with Ramsey Marine Services.
3-minute warning.
Our partner, the Rose Trolley, provides free electric on-demand resident shuttle, removing the transportation barrier between our residents and the jobs, services, and the waterfront that we're building. So every restaurant, every retail space, every amenity is open to every resident with no restrictions. And the return to the city is just as strong. We are ready to deliver a resident-led community benefit fund with a minimum annual developer contribution of $100,000, governed by a resident review committee of your choosing, awarding grants up to $10,000 per organization per year. So long-term revenue streams across sales tax, property tax, ground rent, and revenue share. And we are asking the city for 0 incentives, which means the CRA retains 100% of incremental tax revenue. So local people, local businesses, local benefit, and a stronger balance sheet for Riviera Beach. This is what a true public-private partnership delivers, and this is what Forest Development is bringing to the table.
Thank you. Andrew Carmeris with Forest Development. I'm just going to quickly talk about the financials since we're running out of time. So our financial proposal was structured with the city's long-term interest in mind by providing both certainty and upside participation. So as you can see in the green row, We're providing the strongest combination of guaranteed base rent at $1.5 million annually. Now, the annual payments in total could reach up to $2.9 million annually when the upside participation is included. And most importantly, this structure provides guaranteed base rent for the city, participation in the long-term success of the project, no request for city capital contributions, no request for tax abatements, and no request for TIF financing, and most of all, no request for public subsidy. On this slide, you can see what our economic impact projection is. So beyond just the lease payments, the proposal represents approximately $700 million of private capital investment directly into the Riviera Beach waterfront. Over a 10-year period, we're estimating that this project will generate approximately $2.9 billion in total economic impact, as well as raise the taxable base of the city to a minimum of approximately $510 million once the project is fully built and fully stabilized. And lastly, why forest development? So we believe that we're uniquely positioned to successfully deliver this project because we're already here. We're already invested in Riviera Beach today. We have multiple active projects here nearby. We've assembled one of the largest teams of local businesses and community partners during this process. And our project was designed for long-term economic value for the city, community activation, and maintaining public access. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Okay, colleagues.
All right, first, Mr. Chair.
Yes,
Okay.
Councilwoman Davis
Okay,
Premier.
a couple quick questions. I love that you're not asking the city for funds. That's a great thing. Can you tell me, so you have a financing commitment or is it in the works?
Sure. So our plan is approximately 65% loan to value with equity to lending. We have multiple lenders that are very interested in this project, and we have the equity to get it done.
Okay, and how long will it take for you to secure the financing, do you think?
As soon as we start the process of negotiating the first phase ground lease, because we've broken this into multiple leases for the individual components, as soon as we start the process, we believe we'll have financing during the approval process with the city as we get entitlements.
Director Murphy, do you know about how many, do we have boat storage and how many we store in Riviera Beach at this point?
You're referring to the slits that we have that's outside sourced? I don't have that definite number on me right now, no.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so I guess I was just wondering how, you came up with the 200, for parking, because I'm looking at the picture and that's a lot of space. So I'm trying to make sure that, there's public access to the water and things of that nature. So, I mean, is it necessary to have that many? Have you done a study where it is beneficial or something that we might need as a city?
Right. So again, the public parking, again,
Excuse me,
Brian Terry.
when you speak, repeat your name for the record.
Right, I'm sorry.
Thank
Brian
you.
Terry. So the public parking component, we have basically, again, within the phase one development, which would include the phase two development, which would include the convention and community building, the public parking would be accommodated within that, within structured parking. So again, we're intending that surface parking will be available in the interim while the first phase of construction is being done along the promenade. And then ultimately, the public parking is accommodated within the building that would have the community and civic space.
Okay, and I think I'm also speaking about the boat docking, the
boat storage building?
Yes, page 3, thank you.
And I'm sorry, just if you could repeat the
Oh,
question
no,
again?
I was just wondering if that takes up a major part of the area, and what does that look like on the marina for aesthetics and?
Right, we do have some imagery here. I think if I could just back up to it, that might help to give you that visual. If you see here, again, so the promenade, the boat storage is on the left-hand side. I can't really point with this, but it's on the left-hand side. The intention is this to be fully automated. facility, state-of-the-art facility, similar that you've seen in other marinas within South Florida. Really unique opportunity. The promenade would basically connect through.
Okay, then, Mr. Chair, one more question. As far as the convention center, I mean, I love, this is one of my favorite places. I think I spend majority of my life here at this point. Sometimes it's social, but most time it's business. Have you looked at the comparison of having a convention center when we have the Palm Beach Convention Center? Do you think that would be any type of conflict, or is?
No, understood. And I know that that question had been raised. Look, again, that's why we reached out. We did hire a consultant to really start to dig in and who fully understands this marketplace and understands the growth that we're seeing, for one, understands the opportunities that, scale is not, our size is not, we're not trying to make this the largest, space that we can. We want to make it sure that it fits within the marketplace, that it can be served by the hotel rooms that are within the community, Singer Island and surrounding. Again, we're not trying to compete with the Palm Beach Convention Center. We're not trying to compete with all those neighbors. We're trying to provide a service that I certainly think that this community would benefit from.
Definitely. Mr. Chair, last one. Let me see. I have to come back to it. I kind of forgot it.
Your age telling on you. Yes, Dr. Spiritus.
Okay, so can you tell me what your time period is for each of the phases and what's included in each of the phases?
Sure. I do have a slide for that as well. Well, if I get to the plan, that'd be the easiest way to show you. Right, so the phases, we intend to primarily develop in 3 main phases. One would be the promenade and the hotel site as a singular development. Again, the community centerpiece would remain, this building would remain in place. The intention is once that first phase of development is built, space will be accommodated to have this function move into it, but while the convention and the civic building could be constructed. The second phase would be Bicentennial Park, and then the new convention and community center.
Well, can we back up a little? I mean, phase 1 is the Marriott Hotel and the restaurants
and everything on the
promenade,
promenade,
waterfront,
yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
So that's all phase 1. And that includes the boat storage and the
That
condo?
is in the last phase.
That's in your last phase.
Correct.
Okay. You're not looking for any money from us, but are you willing to look at the deal that was done between West Palm Beach recently and Ross on the convention center? Are you sure that one hotel is enough for a convention center of this size?
Again, part of what we're trying to do is, I think there was some misunderstanding that maybe got out that it was much larger in scale than what was originally than we were actually being
I get that.
proposed. So I don't think that, again, that comparison is necessarily the same. We are certainly, again, we're hiring the companies to really look into it, dig into it, make sure that we're right sizing the space that is appropriate for this community as well as the region. And yes, we believe that right now the singular hotel would be appropriate with the hotel rooms that are available also along Singer Island and within the surrounding community, for sure.
How long will it take to do phase 1?
We're thinking it's approximately, what do we say, 30 years? 30 months.
30 months, okay. So 18 months design and
Right.
times, and then your construction, 12 months. I got it. I'm not so sure. Well, I'm not sure about the boat storage and the condos above it. Are they going to be interfering with each other, or there'll be no sound, no interference to the people living in the building?
I mean, look, this would not be the first time this combination of uses has been done. We're pretty confident, and we've been working with automated boat storage facilities in a couple of other locations and understand them extremely well. The structure of the building, of course, we'll have to work through all of those components, but we're confident that the combination can work, yes.
And your market study shows that we can handle a 73,000 square foot convention center.
Yes, we believe that that is the appropriate number through our initial conversations when we made the original proposal. In light of the fact that it has been pointed out as a potential question mark, again, we've engaged with the groups to really make sure that we understand it.
So we've engaged with HVS to do a study, and we've also met with Informa, who has about 20% of the convention and swing spaces in Las Vegas, to consult on the project to determine if the size is appropriate or if it needs to be smaller or even larger.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Councilwoman
Yeah, just
Davis
before I
Pinero.
forget, thank you. You mentioned right sizing, but right branding is also important to our community. So what are some potential hotel chains or that you're interested or that you're seeking?
Sure. And if maybe you might not have heard earlier, but we actually have someone from Marriott here in the room, and it would be a Marriott Autograph Collection hotel is who we're intending to use.
Mr. Chair.
Mayor Lawson.
Thank you. You mentioned, I know Commissioner Spear has mentioned the model with the condos in the marina. I know that the Marina Grand has that exact model where they have the condominiums built adjacent to the marina. So I've seen that project. It works for that project, but at our waterfront marina entertainment district, I'm a little concerned with that. The question that I do have is a timeline. 30 months, phase one. On this list, the phase one encompasses the restaurants and the office space. What timeline would we be looking to complete phase two, which encompasses the convention center and bicentennial improvements? When would that start? What timeline to completion? And while we're convening on that, the hotel, I think Commissioner Spear has also mentioned the hotel. The hotel says on here is phase four. So I want a clear timeline as expectation for every product that we're looking for to be completed from beginning to end. That's my first question.
Right. So as was mentioned earlier, there is a potential so what we had proposed was approximately 30 months for the first phase. We're thinking that once that's completed, we need to be able to start into the second phase, which is again, the convention and the bicentennial park improvements. We're thinking that is pulling us somewhere into the range of month 48 to 50, and then working towards the boat storage and the condominium component. We're looking in the 60-month range.
60-month range. So, and I asked that because I know there were some delays. The Nautilus project that's up in Lake Park is beautiful, but I'm really jealous that we haven't started Riviera Beach yet. So I'm concerned with delays, and delays is not an option for this project. We've already been through too many delays here. The expectation of phase one, 30 months, 60 months is long. We'd have to lessen that timeline quickly. What can you say that the team has learned from the delays on the Nautilus project that we would not actually have over here at this marina project?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was certainly, the delays were a function, moving through the development review process. I think within the city is we certainly as a group understand that process. We've stood in front of you multiple times. I think, as a team, we can get through that process. On the construction side, the permitting and construction, I think, it is construction. There are potential things that can occur, but, we're bringing the best team. Again, if you saw our slide of some of the contracting team that we have, an opportunity to bring forward to this. We think that it's the top tier. It's the premium class. And I think that is going to help to expedite and move forward, make sure that we don't see those significant delays that you're concerned of.
Okay, last question for now. Public parking. How many public parking spots are included in this proposal?
We have, again, 750 that would be associated with the convention and community building. And then each of the individual components self-park. So there's structured parking within those, the hotel piece as well as the condominium piece. They're going to self-park all those people, so there's not this concern that and the restaurant components. So all of it is self-parked, but the public spaces were approximately 750.
And that's part of the convention phase, the
Correct.
750. So the timeline, the phase, and the parking. We're having many difficult. We're having a lot of difficulty right now in our marina with parking. We're getting chewed out on a weekly basis with the issues
Okay.
with parking. So phasing it into the first phases is something that I want to see early on, because we
Okay.
have to address the parking crisis that we have now because of the development we've started. People are excited for the change, but the lack of parking,
Right.
lack of access to the waterfront has caused a little bit of uproar.
Well,
So that's where the next 2 to 3 years, we have to make sure most construction will be completed in this marina so we can really activate it properly. So a 5-year project is a little difficult for me to kind of support when it comes to, we need this done in a certain time frame.
Okay, understood.
Mr. Chair, thank you.
Yeah. I'd like to speak to the owner,
Peter?
Peter.
Peter.
Good evening.
Good evening, Peter. I'm asking pretty much the same questions to everyone. They didn't know I was going to ask the same questions to everyone. A couple of them may be slightly different depending on the project, but generally they're the same questions. My first question is, when is the last time that you have actually developed a project?
We just finished a large project, a project similar in size to this, and we have other projects similar in size to this that we're getting ready to start as well. So this is what we do every day. We do large projects with the biggest contractors in the state, contractors like Gilbane and Moss, who are some of the biggest contractors in the country.
Okay, thank you. The next question is financing. Are you getting financed in phases, or have you found someone that would finance the entire project?
No, we will finance the project in phases. I'm about to pay off a $300 million loan that I personally signed for, and that will be paid off, and that will enable me to go forward on several other projects.
Okay, the next question is, everyone has people here. How many of them have you actually entered into contracts with?
I mean, I currently have people working with us at Nautilus, but I don't think any of these people today are currently under contract with us, are they? I'm sorry? Okay, we have one currently under contract, but anybody who's qualified, who wants to work with us, we will work with. We're going to go out of our way to hire local. I mean, Chef David Burke has residents of Riviera Beach working for him. Nautilus has residents of Riviera Beach working. We have several, probably a dozen people from Riviera Beach working for us right now.
Okay. And for the record, it's important to me to see an assertive effort to show that provided you get this contract, I already have people that I have entered into a tentative contract with based on whether I get this. That's why I'm asking that.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
Chef David Burke is going to build a culinary school here. He's going to train local Riviera Beach residents. He's going to give 4 scholarships a year to Riviera Beach residents. He's going to train them. He's going to put them in restaurant programs, hotel programs. This project creates so many jobs for Riviera Beach residents.
Okay.
And you see also our restaurant partner, Okeechobee Steakhouse, who's very excited to move forward with us.
Okay. There was a mention about the boat storage, and I see that it's not an enclosed boat storage, which you can have. I mean, when I say can have, that there's a model out there for enclosed boat storages. And I think it was the mayor that mentioned something about it. And my question is, the outside boat storage in this climate of storms and South Florida weather, did you all even consider an enclosed boat storage?
So the boat storage component is a very small component of the project. This is fully enclosed. From the outside, It looks like a building. It looks like a beautiful building. It's going to go with the architecture here. You're going to have no inclination that it's a boat storage from the outside.
So it's an enclosed boat.
Fully enclosed, fully automated.
Oh, okay. On this way, it looked like it was outside. Yeah. Okay. One last question, and I think you already answered it. There was a mention about annual payments of 1.5 mil. I didn't clearly understand how it's being generated and how is it going to be used, or is it already identified for a purpose? Explain that 1.5 mil annually to me.
Certainly. So it's phased by the phases. So it's an annual guaranteed base rent. So phase 1 and 2, the base rent is $370,000 a year. When phase 3 is being built, it's $555,000 a year. And then when phase 4 is being built, it's $740,000 a year. And once all the phases are complete, it goes to the 1.5, which is, it's really $1,480,000 with an annual escalator.
Is that for the annual lease?
So there's going to be individual leases for each phase and each component. And in those lease payments, there'll be guaranteed base rent. But the second part of that is the participation upside, which will be a percentage rent on gross receipts on the restaurants, the hotel, the retail, and the parking. And that way the city gets guaranteed base rent that they can budget in their budget every year. And then they can share in the upside potential of the project. So as the project succeeds, their rent goes up. So you're getting a guaranteed floor plus the upside participation.
A guaranteed base rent, and a portion of what areas that you just mentioned, run those areas back where we get a portion of that as well.
So phase 1 and 2, the first start. So we started at the total, and we do 25% per the phase groups. But phase 1 and 2 has the same amount because the convention center has been modeled as break even, so it will not be funding the rent. The whole point of the convention center and swing space is a community activator. It's a catalyst to get people to the restaurants and to the hotel and to the park and to events. But that's how it's structured. So it's phased. The rent escalates as the phases are built, and then it locks in once it's all built at a guaranteed minimum payment.
Okay. That's all I have.
Yeah.
Yes, Dr.
So can you tell me, I'm getting some confusing messages here. The hotel is in phase 1, is that correct?
Yes, it's part of the phase 1 and 2.
Okay, and you're open for negotiations on the rental and participation? I assume?
Absolutely. During the individual ground lease negotiations, we were open.
Okay. Questions are answered. Thank you.
Chair?
Okay.
Chair.
Wait, Mr. Murphy is then Mayor Lawson.
Just want to point out, earlier, Commissioner Davis-Panir did ask about the boat storage space. Just want to clarify and confirm that there's approximately 170 slits currently in the Marina Center right now.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Lawson.
Yes, you said that the hotel is in phase 1?
Yes.
The rendering that I'm looking at, it had the phases broken down. So I was a little confused as to if we can pull that up on the screen real quick, just so you can identify where's the hotel going to go, how's that built in phase 1, and will that be done within, you told me 30 months for phase 1.
Yes, it's part of phase 1 in 30 months. There may be an error in whatever you're looking at, but we intend to build it as part of phase 1.
How? Are you going to build a hotel as part of phase 1? Construction timeline, restaurants, that means you're going to be building your frontage, the waterfront, and the hotel, which is also adjacent to or at the same center of this event center. Is going to be adjacent to this event center. Where is it going in the parking lot? Where exactly is the hotel going to go? If we're on this current map.
The hotel is right here, where it's highlighted in yellow at the moment.
And that is in the parking lot,
That is in the.
where the current parking lot is, so adjacent to this convention center. So you're gonna build a hotel and the restaurants during phase one within the first 30 months.
That-
Understood. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I have,
Yes.
I'm sorry, I have a question, I guess, but I want it answered by all of you all, because my concern, I love the development, I love the progress, but I also know that this center is used a lot by our community. At what phase will we not have access to this, the use of this building?
So once phase one's complete, we'll have hotel ballroom and space, as well as some of the office space with the restaurants. So there'll be room for the city to have a home. We're not going to demo this building and start the convention center until there's a place to be used.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any further questions? If not, we'll move to the next applicant, proposal.
Chair,
Yes.
once again, another reminder, 15 minutes presentation. The first 12 minutes will not be on the screen. Those first 12 minutes will be recorded by us. After it gets to 3 minutes, we'll give a 3-minute warning.
Mr. Chair, can I make one more announcement? Okay,
We have to wait for you to come back.
I'm not trying to vote, I just want to
No,
make,
no, we can't, I don't
You
think we
gotta,
can do
recess.
anything until he comes back.
okay.
Recess for 5 minutes. While he goes to the bathroom.
What?
Recess for 5 minutes?
Right. Right, we'll take a recess for 5 minutes, thank you.
Still saying they can't hear me, but I had them, I'm like right in the mic when I speak.
Testing. Okay. All right, we're getting started. The next presenter. The next presenter is going to be the related group. Let's quiet up, please. Please. Okay, what about the clock? You ready?
Ready when they are.
Okay, quiet, please, so we can hear the presenters. Okay. Our next presenter is the related group. Please identify yourself, please.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and members of the board. Albert Milo, President of Related Urban, and thank you for the opportunity to present here to you tonight. Just one point of clarification before we get into the official presentation. You know, the Sonnenblick group made a reference to somehow some impropriety that there was a letter that Dr. Spiritus rightfully mentioned about a partner that's part of our proposal. That's totally it's not supported by the facts. That was done by APD, who was a previous partner that had that issue with the letter, and they have nothing to do with our development team. And actually, they were partners of Mr. Sonnenblick initially. So just for the record, we want to make sure we put that front and center. So I'm going to turn it over first to the president of Related Group, Mr. JP Perez, and then I'll come back and address the board.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to present here tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of Related Group because I think it's very important. This firm was started in 1979, 45 years ago, by my father, George Perez, who's still executive chairman. And during that time, we built over 120,000 units. And I think that's a very key thing to hone in on here because we execute and we deliver and we give back to the community. So as you know, we're already developing our first project here with you in Riviera Beach right across the street. We have phase 2 that we're going to be starting soon. And this will be a continuation of what we've already started to do within the community. And I think we're known for creating neighborhoods, right? It's not just about building buildings and pretty buildings and using the best architects and designers, but I also think it's important that we also are known as placemakers, right? We bring in the community, we bring in the retail, we bring the street activation, because you need the street activation to create a real community. And that's exactly what the opportunities presented to us here, being on the water in Riviera Beach and having that sort of blank slate to really create something special. You know, we are a very well financially backed company. You know, we have over $200 million that is in the company today that is then also backed by the Perez family behind that. So there's no issue with equity financing for us. We don't depend on partners, even though we do partner with some of the biggest private equity and real estate funds in the country and throughout the world. Also lenders, I mean, right now actively, we have 80 projects that are either under construction or in the pipeline. That's almost 30,000 units. So as you would imagine, we have multiple lenders from local banks to national banks, also to private real estate equity funds. So another key component that's, you know, part of our sort of legacy, and especially from my father's legacy that we're going to continue, is art is very important to us. I think art changes people's lives. It makes people open their minds. It creates conversation, and it also creates a sense of community. And we put art.
Excuse me 1 second. Please be quiet in the back. Please, we can hear you up here. It's carrying. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
So we take pride in putting art in whether it's affordable housing projects to the most luxury condominium project that we do. And it's always museum quality art that we have 3 full-time curators in-house that are buying art at auctions from galleries that then we put into our projects and actually give to the projects. And you know, we do this all the time. We've also donated art to museums. We have a museum down in Miami. We also donate art to cities just to put into their projects, like something like here, we could imagine putting a beautiful sculpture right there on the waterfront for people to enjoy every day, because I think it's about the public being able to access this. So I think, given all that, we're extremely excited to be here. We deliver. We've been delivering for 45 years. I think we're probably the country that has done the most public-private partnerships in the United States. And I'm going to let Albert take over now, who will go into further detail about our plan for you guys here at Riviera Beach.
Thank you. Just quickly touching upon further what JP mentioned, Related Urban, we basically specialize in public-private partnerships. I would say 90% of the work that we do is public-private partnerships. We are obviously building a public-private partnership with you all on Element 7 and Element 8. We've done over 8,000 units, over $3 billion of development in the last 17 years. And so we understand the model. We understand that it's about community engagement and how we work to achieve those metrics that the public partner is expecting of us. This particular development team is not just us at Related. We have Tesoro Partners, who are our community-based, Riviera-based partner. We also have PEB Enterprises, who are here. They've got over 10 million square feet developed of retail, primarily retail, destination retail, entertainment retail. And BH Group, who's also our partner, that has also over 10,000 units in development in the pipeline. So we have a very robust team, but more importantly, it's a team that's worked together on multiple projects. So we didn't just come together today to present, a project to this board. We've got experience working together, each of us in our own lanes of expertise. Talking a little bit about the project itself, it's, again, I mentioned we're your partner in Element 7 and 8. It's important to have a cohesive master plan. Part of our approach and our development plan was based upon making sure that we activate and connect Broadway, which is your main urban thoroughfare, to the waterfront. That's important because if not, you're going to have a plan that is somewhat disjointed, and you're not going to be able to maximize that. So that's part of the open spaces and the civic uses that we've created in our plan, obviously taking into account the open corridors and the view corridors of what's already been planned. One is in construction and one is shortly about to be. The vision for the Marina Village in our plan is to have a marina anchored waterfront village, right? That is authentic, that creates that open riverfront front space and activates that waterfront. We included a hotel component and we included a condominium component also as part of our development plan. We have dockside dining, we have a recreation space and event activations. Another big component of ours is to create a small business incubator space. Every time I've been in front of this board, I've heard that continual desire of trying to help build the businesses. We've successfully done this. We're doing it in Tampa in a big redevelopment partnership with the city of Tampa. We've done it in partnership with Miami-Dade County. We understand what it takes to build a facility to help really spur small businesses. And that's part of our plan, along with continuous shoreline access to Peanut Island. Another thing that I think is totally distinctive in our plan is we're not coming in here to kind of tell the CRA and the city, hey, throw away everything you've done over the last years and all the planning that you've done. We actually took a different approach. Our approach was to take some of the resources that we're going to generate and actually contribute. We're contributing $2.5 million to renovate this facility, to make this facility go, be ready for its next evolution, along with $1 million that are in our proposal to help and renovate Bicentennial Park. That's part of our contributions to the city and the CRA. And that'll allow for our partnership to collaborate with you all of different events and different things that we want to incorporate into the overall redevelopment. I'm gonna let our partner from Tesoro, Tony Brown, just touch on this aspect of the.
Thank you, Albert. Hello, members of the board, Mr. Mayor, Chairman Guyton, Dr. Spiritus, and Ms. Davis-Pannier. I'm Tony Brown, and I've been on this journey with you since day one, and it's been an honor to be here. I am one of the other partner to Tezra. My partner, Ezra Saffold, and you've seen him most recently as we've gone through our development process on elements 7 and 8. We recruited Related because being here on day one, we know that you were tired of the starts and stops. We're proud of the fact that element 8 is under construction. Element 7 will be before you next week for the second reading. We know that you're committed and you want us raring to go. Our community benefits program, there's a 25% commitment benchmark. We plan to exceed that. Allsite, our local partner, is going to lead our community engagement and SBE participating process on similar city projects. They've achieved a 60% local participation on Villa Lawns, 40% participation on Lindsay Davis. I've seen the LOIs for element 8. I've seen the track record for Allsite. Many of the SBEs that stood up today have done business with Allsite and will do business with our company on element 7 and 8, and if we have the opportunity to do the marina here. We will team Allsite up with Mosaic to ensure that the lessons we've learned from our processes on element 8 are enhanced when we put that in place for 7, and then when we put that in place for this development. If you go to the next slide. As Albert mentioned, we're not asking you to start over. We want to build on what you started. Mr. Guyton, it's good to see you. I think the last time I saw you, we were cutting ribbon for this facility. Nothing has happened to this facility since you cut the ribbon in this establishment. Related is intending to invest $2.5 million to finish the event center. Another $1 million to ensure that the park is activated. We're not turning our back to the community. You don't see a concrete wall. You don't see us tearing down what you've built. We're looking to build on it. We know that you want a marina that allows your community to participate. Our incubator space, 8,200 square feet, is 20% of the retail element that we propose to put on the waterfront. It is phase 1, and it's to be in the public parking garage, so will be your asset. We will work with Mosaic, Pam Toussaint, to ensure that we talk to the residents, and the local vendors that stood up will have a second opportunity with us to continue to operate in this marina. My reputation is in community development finance. We built this building with New Markets tax credits. I was here. I helped the Black Business Investment Corporation recapitalize, raising $5 million for Pathway. I serve on the board for the largest nonprofit SBA lender in the country. So we can parade small businesses up here, but if they don't have access to capital, they can't operate. You have my commitment that for every tool that I know in the tool chest, we will bring that here. We will ensure
3-minute warning.
that your local community will participate. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. So just to highlight on the actual redevelopment plan, our multiple phases is comprised of $245 million. When you combine that with what we're putting already into element 7 and element 8, that's over $500 million of investment in this marina property. It includes 224 condos, 120 room hotel, 10 townhomes, 34,000 square feet of retail, 755 public parking spaces. We know that public parking is an issue. I've heard that also every time I've been here, and over 107,000 square feet of public spaces. As it relates to the phasing, this is our phasing plan. The first part of the project will include the public garage spaces along with the retail and the small business incubator. We've taken account of the element 7 site plan and make sure that that's cohesive again, along with the waterfront restaurants. They'll be built simultaneously, and subsequently, once that is open, then we move on to phase 2, which includes the condos, the hotel, and the dock master space, along with some other waterfront amenities. Generating over $2.4 billion in revenue for the CRA over the long term. $9.2 million of that is direct contributions, including our contribution to the renovation of the event center and Bicentennial Park. $1.5 billion of participation, revenue participation that we have in our hotel and our units, along with the increased tax base, and $860 million of the net cash flow participation on the phase two component. And why the related team? Certainty of execution is something that usually a public partner wants. They want to make sure that if this gets approved, that you're collaborating with a partner that has the ability to get the project across the finish line. I think we've demonstrated that as we've collaborated with you through the last several years in what we're already building here. As I mentioned before, it's important to have a cohesive master plan as part of the redevelopment of the marina. It's extremely important that, you know, one use or one phase doesn't become a detriment to another phase. And lastly, you have to have a partner that can come with an achievable financing plan that, again, can get that project started timely and completed timely. So I thank you for your time, and we'll answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Okay, colleagues.
Chair?
Dr. Spiritus.
Okay, so can you tell me, you know, we've had some issues with condo hotel. Is this going to be 100% condo, or are you going to have 50% residents and 50% condos? What's the plan? Because I just saw condo / hotel.
Yeah, so the idea will be a joint building, but there'll be a component of it which will be full hotel operated, and the other section will be condominiums. But they'll be in a shared facility, and it'll be condominiumized actually, but there'll be two distinct components.
I also saw, obviously, the TIF money. Can you go into that, please?
Yeah, so we as part of that phase, we're saying for the first 10 years that we are requesting a TIF financing, but we're also contributing $3,750,000 of a capitalized lease payment at financial closing of that phase, and we're putting $3.5 million into the renovation of the event center in Bicentennial Park.
But how much are you asking for in TIF financing?
The TIF is
Dr. Spears, wait 1 second. I just noticed something. Our rules were not to have more than 3 up there, was it?
3 speakers, I think.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, they were just saying.
Chair?
3 speakers.
Yeah. 3 speakers,
Okay.
yes.
I just want to make it fair to the others. They had 3 or whatever it was. They had, oh.
Chair, they
okay.
all had 3 speakers, just to
But they had,
confirm.
okay, I just want to
all
make sure that it's
developers,
fair.
yes.
That's all I'm trying to do. If you want to stand up there, you can stand up there. I'm told that others had others standing up.
We're good, Mr. Chair. Either way.
Okay, you good?
Thank you.
Okay.
So can you tell me what the total is of the TIF financing that you're looking for?
It's about $6 million over the 10 years.
Okay, and you're not adding,
$500,000 on year 1, and then grows incrementally. So over the 10-year period, about $6 million.
okay, thank you.
Okay, okay, I have a question. The same questions that I've asked the rest of them. When was the last time you actually built developed a project?
Yeah, we've got several thousand units in development now. We just completed, and our latest project that we completed was about a month ago, and we have currently 9, 10 under construction today, including Element 8 on the related urban side.
Yeah, and again, that's just in the related urban development group, right? We have a market rate rentals division that has 10,000 units under construction in the pipeline, and also a condominium division that has 20 jobs that are actively under construction right now. We just completed 5 new projects this year.
Okay, thank you. As it relates to financing, is it going to be done in phases, or have you identified funding for the entire project?
Yeah, the financing will be a phased financing approach because we also have to be mindful. We know we can't take all of your property down at once. We have to work through the logistics of your parking, how to replace that, make sure this event center continues to function, just like we've done in element 7 and 8. And we kind of got to work through the logistics. So it will be a finance in 2 phases.
Okay. What are you asking from the city or CRA regarding finance?
So as it relates to the finance, as I mentioned to Dr. Spiritus, we're on the phase 2. We're asking for a 10-year TIF for that condo hotel component. And then
Wait, back up. What you're asking for what now?
10 years of tax increment financing on that phase 2.
Okay, wait. The entire TIF that we get for the CRA?
The portion on that project, that project's portion.
Just that project portion?
Correct.
Okay, for 10 years?
Yes, sir.
And what part of the project is that?
That is phase 2.
Phase 2?
Yes.
What's comprised of phase 2?
The condo hotel, the dock, and the dock master space, and the 67 parking spaces for the public that want to come and use the ferry and the penal island and that component.
Is there going to be any bed tax above what the county requests?
No, sir.
Okay. And do you have any contracts with anyone that is here who you brought to represent you?
No, we do not have any signed contracts with any of the subcontracts. We have a commitment as part of our response to your RFP, and that's part of our normal community engagement and contracting process. But no, as of today, we don't have any signed contracts. No, sir.
Okay. And how long did you say it's going to take for the entire project? For the entire project.
We're showing that here as a 5-year build out for all phases from start to completion.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
I believe in reviewing some of the materials, it was asked for the city to pay a certain amount for phase 1. I know you spoke to him about phase 2. Can you explain to me about phase 1 and what your expectation is for the city and how we get to that?
Yeah, so on phase 1, we, again, as part of the master plan and some of the discussions that have always happened here, as the mayor mentioned earlier about public parking, right? We can always hear about there's a need for parking, we need more parking. So our proposal is based on, helping and do like a design build contract with the CRA and the city to issue bonds for a public garage that you will own long term. So it'll be another asset that you guys will own along with the event center there. So that's part of our proposal.
Okay, how much are you asking for in phase 1? Because that was a big number I saw. I just can't pull it up, so I don't want to misspeak, but I just remember it being a large number.
35.
35.
It was $35 million of bonds, $35 to $40 million of bonds.
I don't know if that's what I saw. I saw something along the lines of 200.
No.
Okay, so explain it to me. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's just for the cost of that asset, as that'll be publicly financed, with bonds. We'll do it as a design build contract for the CRA, and we can help manage that also for you in there. But no, it's not 200 million. The total project costs are 245 inclusive of all the phases.
So phase 1, you're saying 35
to
million
$40 million of
that you're asking for from the city.
that we will help the city finance with bonds, publicly, public bonds
from the city.
through the CRA.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Mayor Lawson.
Thank you. Just to follow up on that
Mr.
same.
Mayor, if I may add to Ms. Davis Panier's question, in our package, you also have a letter from Truist Bank that's addressed to me and Mr. Milo. As Mr. Guyton may remember, the first bank to ever lend a CRA money without the city guaranteeing it was Truist. Truist has a first lien on your TIF for all the other financing that they've done. So they've expressed a letter and the willingness to finance the parking garage, and the incubator will be an anchor in the garage, and it will connect to the event center. And as Mr. Milo said, we will continue to make this the centerpiece of our redevelopment.
Chair?
Mayor Lawson,
I'm
were
sorry.
you done with your question?
I didn't start.
Oh,
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
It'll be Mayor Lawson and then Dr. Spiritus.
Thank you, Chair. Were there tax abatements requested in the proposal?
Tax abatements? No, we requested a 10-year tax increment financing for phase 2 only.
So nothing else for the ad valorem tax requested after that 10-year?
No, sir.
Thank you. The timelines. I see something about phase 1, 10 townhouses. Can you explain what that is? What does that mean? The housing?
So part of that was, again, trying to create a cohesive master plan. If you look at the drawing, those townhouses are directly across the street from Element 7. So the idea was to create a setback to not be a deterrent to what we're working on Element 7 and not create a facade there that totally takes away the view corridors and everything. So we said, how do we create some space and separation? So I would just think of it, it would be I guess the west side of your current parking lot, right? It would be right there, which will be directly across the street from Element 7. And we felt like we could line that with some residential. That can also be switched to additional inline retail or something, but something low scale, so that way it creates a good pedestrian experience on that street and doesn't harm Element 7 and the design that we've been working with the city on.
I think that would make it a little too convoluted to add 10 townhouses to the marina. I like more retail, more restaurants or something, amenities for all of our residents versus just 10 living dwellings.
Easy enough change. We could just
Of course.
change that piece.
Q2, Q4, 2029. That timeline, is that completion or what is that timeline? Under your phasing plan?
Yes.
That's completion.
Yes.
So we're looking at about 3-year completion plan for phase 1 and phase 2, maybe about a 3.5 year. The TIF is the only concern. Sorry, I did have a question. You guys chose not to respond to the procurement director's subcontract participation. Ms. Davis-Pannier, commissioner, mentioned that you guys didn't have any contracts, but you didn't fill out the form. Was there a reason there was no involvement? Because I know you're working currently with All-Site Construction on a project. I see them there every day.
Yeah, so two issues. As Ms. Ammons mentioned previously, it was not initially a requirement in the RFA. So we always want to be mindful that we're not, bait and switching.
Thank you.
So that's number one. Number two, as you mentioned, we have existing relationships, and as we continue to go through that process, it's the same team, that is already doing what we're supposed to be trying to help out with the local businesses. So we're just going to replicate what we've been able to do on that. We just didn't want to send mixed messages. And I heard also about your concern, like, you say, company A, B, and C is going to do this, and then you sign this, and then in reality, when it comes down to build the project, company A, B, and C are not around to participate. So we wanted to be straightforward, and it's part of how we responded initially to the RFP. Wanted to be consistent on that.
Okay. Just two more questions, Mr. Chair. Local participation is vital for us.
Yes, sir.
Do we have a percentage or a commitment that the team is willing to make for this project?
30%, we said.
30%, thank you. And the last piece was the tax increments. The TIF structure, no other team asked for any TIF structure in their presentation. You have a product that is actually one of the first invested into the city. So I want to thank you guys for investing, putting the dollars in and starting that project. But why should our residents contribute TIF dollars to this project versus any other project? Because I know they're going to ask, why are they taking money from the CRA, and which is potentially for the city, versus the other teams that didn't ask for it?
Yes, sir. It's a valid question. I think the we can look at it one of two ways. We also have a capitalized lease payment up front, which no other team is proffering, right? So that's a $3,750,000 commitment up front at financial closing in that same phase that is asking for the TIF. So, you know, we can certainly, we're amenable to looking at that. And if you want to maybe discuss that as part of the negotiations, whether that capitalized lease payment goes in and the TIF, that's something that we can look at. But we're the only team that's committing, you know, to write a check at financial closing on that aspect.
One more question, Mr. Chair. The commitment to the city, CRA, to complete the other phases, element 7 and element 8 are being done. If your team is chose tonight or not chosen, will you still commit to completing both 7 and 8?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. That is a concern because I see the densities are different on this proposal that you guys pitched versus some of the other teams. And that also impacts some of the development with your other element, which is a market rate product. So that is what we're looking at, but at the same time, I'm sure that every team can work with them. So I just want to make sure that this project, whether this board chooses to go forward or not, is going to be completed because the construction is done. Hopefully we'll get approval next week from the board and we can move forward. But I want to make sure that we have one in the hand is done.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to having a cohesive master plan because if you look at those proposals, I mean, one of them is totally disregarding, you know, what the work and over the last few years of what's we have put in place with you, with your team and your staff as it relates to a market rate development that I know Dr. Spiritus, that was your question. Unfortunately, I was not here last week. I had my daughter's graduation. But I did hear the tape and I heard your question as it relates to element 7 and the market rate units.
Chair?
Dr. Spiritus.
Okay, I see you're looking for 100% abatement on phase 2 of taxes for 100 years. For city taxes.
No, we said we have a 10-year TIF agreement for phase 2. And then it starts. That's what we asked for, 10 years. Actually, on phase 2, we also have that 12.5% revenue share with the CRA.
Okay, so the sheet I have here is wrong, where it says abate 100% of city Riviera Beach taxes on phase 2 for 100 years.
No, maybe
which is a net value of 6.8 million.
It's just got one extra zero. It's 10.
Yeah. Staff, are you familiar with that section?
That's.
I know it could have been transposed. It could have been transposed, added another zero.
That is on.
While he's looking for that.
Okay, well, I just have one more comment while he's looking that up. I just want to, for the record, with respect to the letter that you were referring to, that was not a related proposal.
Correct.
That was Tesra and I believe Vaughan Irons. I don't know what company he was using. That was a joint venture. That didn't have related, but it was Tesra and Vaughan Irons that put in that. Yeah, they put in a proposal.
Yeah,
where that letter was found. Correct.
The partner from APD. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chair, question.
Councilwoman.
Thank you. What does renovation to this building look like? What are some of the improvements that you're planning to make? And one thing I do not like is that the upstairs rooftop does not face the water. So, I mean, what kind of renovations are you talking about?
Excellent question. So from our perspective, we're allocating dollars to work with you all to figure out where and what scope of work you want that to be. That would be a great type of modification to the building, and then you have that upstairs space that does face the water. But so you'll have, you know, an allocation of money, and then we'll work collectively with the board and with staff to figure out what scope of what is it that you want to spend that $2.5 million on at the event center.
Okay, Dr. Spears. Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. I made a mistake.
Mr. Chair? Hold on one second. The tax abatements, before we let the team leave, I do want to see or get that answer because I saw it somewhere in the proposal. That's why I asked the question, just to make sure that that's not. So if that's on the record that we're not going to have tax abatements, but I want to make sure that was not what was pitched or proposed, that we don't have tax abatements. And if we're not, then of course negotiations can allow for us not to, because I don't think that's an option for my community, my residents, and any of the teams.
Okay, Mayor Lawson.
Sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you done?
No,
I was going,
I wasn't done, Mr. Chair. Concern with the issues is the abatements. I don't want to be able to offer those abatements, especially when no other team's coming, and we have the last bit of undeveloped waterfront land. So I want to make sure that we understand that that's not really an option for our residents as of now. Thank
Yeah,
you, Mr.
like I
Chair.
said, it's a 10-year option, but the ground lease is 99 years, so the abatement can't be 100 years, so.
okay.
Chair, so that's what I wanted to confirm. There's a ground lease structure for 99 years. That's what is stated in the proposal, with the initial term for 99 years and the renewal options, potential renewal options encouraged to be discussed at a later point in the process. So that does state
But-
that in 99 years, yes.
The question was about the tax abatement in phase 2.
10
How
years.
long would they be getting our TIF from phase 2? It was presented to us for 10 years, and Dr. Spiritus say on a document that was created by, I guess by staff, says 100 years. So we're asking about the TIF.
Chair,
Yeah.
we do have our real estate development advisors here, JLL, so they can go ahead and they can opine on that as well.
Okay.
Good evening. Just want to confirm, Ed Chapman from Jones Lang LaSalle. Good evening, commissioners, residents, staff. Want to confirm the TIF request for, as it pertains to phase 2, is for 10 years. So the document may or may not have had a typo, but it's 10 years, not 100 years.
Okay. Thank you.
Chair, just
Dr.
that you know, I
Spiritus.
mean, JLL may be able to respond to this, but in their overview sheet, it just says that CRA is asked to abate 100% of City Riviera Beach taxes on phase 2 for 100 years, which is a net present value of 6.8 million. Maybe JLL can refer to this. Did you prepare this, or did staff prepare this?
Not sure exactly what sheet.
Well, it's got your
It's the
name on it.
summary from
Okay,
staff.
so it's a summary. Yeah, it should be 10 years. So if that's a typo, we apologize, but it's a 10-year. Thank you.
Makes more sense. Thank you.
Okay, enough further questions. Thank you again. I do apologize if I made a mistake by asking
All
some of
good.
y'all to sit down. Blame it on my age, but I definitely remember something about 3 here at the end. But anyway,
Mr. Chair, one more question.
yes,
And what type?
I got
You got it's okay?
yes.
Okay,
Go ahead.
and so the hotel, what are we saying? What type of hotel chain? Because again, speaking on behalf of our residents, that we need to make sure that it's something that's accessible and affordable for our working families.
Yeah, we've done
Not what you've done, but
all types of hotels. We have not selected a brand for this. That's something that we can work collectively with the board on, but we have existing business relationships with all price levels of that. So, thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. We do have one public comment for this item, and then we're going to go immediately into the general public comment cards.
Mr. Chair, that one statement was before the break, can I just make it, I think it was for Forrest. It was one thing you talked about, the culinary program, if I'm not mistaken, just, you know.
Forest Development,
Mhm.
is Forest Development still here?
No, they don't even have to come up. I just wanted to make sure that you connect with Inlet Grove because they have a culinary program and you were talking about doing some training, and it would be good to collaborate with some of our existing schools and businesses to expand the resources that they have. So just wanted to put that out there.
Okay, Ms. Desir, the first comment card for this item, well, there was only one.
Erica Davis.
Erica Davis, Riviera Beach. I just want to say that Related Group went through a process and they were chosen on the 3rd survey, not the 1st or the 2nd. And they were chose because in 2017, all the residents came together before any of you were on the board. And we had a map laid out at the Ambassador Center. And the residents came and they asked us exactly what we wanted to see in this city. And from what we can tell right now, we haven't seen it yet. But we did say at the marina that this was exactly what we wanted for the people. This land is the last land that we have, and it belongs to the people. We don't want to see any more concrete condos to privatize it, because that's what would happen, where we will be limited to what we can do when we can't even enjoy it. So we want something like this. This is very minimal, and just like they say, it's very cohesive to what they're building. Now, as far as the hotel, it needs to be just a hotel, not residential. But we have the restaurants and shop. Basically, their design is like Bayfront in Miami. And I go down there all the time. We don't have any restaurants or any nightlife. You have enough concrete going on Broadway as it is. We don't need any more condos on our marina. We ask for shops and restaurants, entertainment. And this is the exact design that we're looking for. We know that the city side does not get any of this money. And if they're asking for $35 million for us to contribute for just 10 years, it still belongs to the CRA. The CRA is going to partner and make money off of it anyway. They're going to make money off the taxes. They're going to make money off of everything. The city doesn't. So it really doesn't matter to us on that side. But we do want to have a place to go. And this is it. It's very minimal. This place is not that big. This area is not that big for all of that concrete. They need to finish Arculino down there. They need to break ground on that. Sonnenblick has the city's projects. We haven't seen any groundbreaking on that. So that means we'll have more delay. We already have had like 10 years, 8 years delay on this project. This is one of the biggest projects in the city. So therefore, they're already working on these phases, and they've been in the city on this project, and they need to go ahead and finish it up. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. And we're about to go into comments from the public. And let me just make a comment regarding the selection committee and how we make our selections. The selection committee is one portion of what, I can only speak for me, I consider. I do my own analysis and evaluation on other matters that I feel are relevant and beneficial to the community. So the selection committee is a component and vital component of a process. That's not the only thing that I consider. So we're going to go right into public comment, and I'm told I need to read the statement. Public comment shall begin at 7:30 unless there is no further business of the city council, which in that event, it shall begin sooner. In addition, if an item is being considered at 7:30 p.m., then comments from the public shall begin immediately after the item has been concluded. Please be reminded the CRA Board of Commissioners has adopted rules of decorum governing public conduct during official meetings, which has been posted at the front desk. In an effort to preserve order, if any of the rules are not adhered to, the commissioner chair may have a disruptive speaker or attendee removed from the podium, from the meeting, and or the building if necessary. Please govern yourselves accordingly. Public comment shall begin at 7:30 p.m. unless there is no further business of the CRA commissioners, which in that event, it should begin sooner. Any person who would like to speak during public comment should have already filled out a public comment card located at the front desk and should have given it to staff. Ms. Shador, I'm sorry.
It's Shirley Desir. I have Erica Davis, followed by Anthony Williams.
Erica Davis, Riviera Beach. I understand that you don't make your decisions on a process. We understand that. But you have two missing council people, and the city, we as residents don't see only three people making a decision about what the entire residents want. Like I said, the design that we want is something that we can come here and to be entertained. We don't have anywhere to go. You're gonna have condos up and down Broadway, and they're gonna be privatized where we're not gonna really be able to afford to go into their places or live in their places. This is our city, this is our property, and we need to make a decision, a very logical decision on how we build this structure, our last piece of prime property. If you look up and down Broadway, what do you see? You see boat yards. 120 plus acres of boat yards that could have been a fabulous marina, making plenty of money, but we sold it out. So therefore, we have the last chance to do it right. And it's not with more condos to privatize it, because we have a right to be here. But we need our other two city councils to be here too, because it's not fair for you three to just vote on it. It's a big project, so everybody should have a say in it and a vote. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next person.
Anthony Williams, followed by Delcia Brooks Hamilton.
Hello, everyone. How you doing? I just wanted to say I'm very proud of what's going on here. I'm a part of Blue Diamond Electrical. And the related group, what they're offering, I'm very excited on because we are part of that. We actually have a contract over here at Element 8, going to Element 7. And exactly what she's saying, I totally agree. That we should move forward with what we already have and not basically make a big concrete condominiums here and everywhere. This is a nice project. I really appreciate the opportunity to be on it. And I've been an electrical contractor here in Riviera Beach for 30 years. And I barely get any work here, and I'm very excited to have some work now. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments.
Delcia Brooke Hamilton, followed by Rosemary Comito.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Delcia Brooks Hamilton, and I am the CEO of Pangea Grill. For those of you who don't know the pain that I have been through, and since 2015, I started this process. The city, the CRA sent out an RFP, and I was the only person that responded to that RFP. I was sent a contract, and I was told that the project had to be put on hold because of the fact that there was no parking. So needless to say, today, I am very excited to see that the city is moving forward. And I am really hoping that I have an opportunity to build my restaurant. I am not asking the city for any money. I have my own funding. I have an investor. I am mostly putting most of the money myself. But what I'm bringing to the city is not only a restaurant, but it's a project that is going to include the whole entire community. Now I know Forest Development said that they're building a culinary art school. I think I was the first one that said that I was going to build a culinary art school, that we would be able to train our children.
Please talk into the mic, please. Yeah.
We'll be able to train our children from the community to occupy these jobs, because a lot of times we say that we're going to employ people from the community, but when it's all, said and done, that's not the case. So I will promise you that I will employ the people from the community. And this is not only going to be a city where you're going to work, live, and play, but also a city where people like me can do business. It's been 10 years. I think it's February 28, 2015. That's when I started this process. Tony Brown, I congratulate him for building this building. He was basically the one that selected me, my company, Pangea Grill, to occupy pad site number 2. So I'm still here. My vision for the city is to include all our kids so that we can have a future. Now, I also wanted to say that back in 2015, when they put out the RFP, there was no one that responded to the RFP but me. So I had the vision back then for the city. Now, you know, a lot of newcomers, but I have been here since day one, since 2012, even before this building was built. So I am looking for the city to grandfather me in. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments.
Rosemary Comito, followed by Annette Dragon.
Good evening, Board. I'm here tonight to speak about safety for pedestrians. In 2015, our neighborhood on Singer Island was added to the CRA. This was done because it was determined by the Treasure Coast Regional Planning that our neighborhood on Singer Island is in a unique position surrounded by 2 beaches on either side. This unique positioning of the neighborhood with the proximity to the beaches makes the area one of the most populated area by pedestrians. People needing to walk to get to the beaches, people needing to walk out their doors to get to services. This influx of people having to walk has made this a tremendous safety problem, along with not enough parking. There is an increase of people walking around trying to get to the beaches, but also an increase in hazardous vehicles, traffic, and lack of parking, and yet no sidewalks, no crosswalks, no speed bumps, and no handicapped accessibility. For 10 years, nothing has been done to correct this, as the CRA plan stipulates, and it needed to be corrected. Only false promises. As a neighborhood, we've united, we've written petitions, we've gone to city council, we've made numerous phone calls. For 10 years, we've spoken to the past mayor, and we've given tours of the area to the responsible CRA members to physically point out the problems in real time. Although they agreed with the mandatory CRA plan corrections that they were to make, no action has been taken in 10 years, and not one dime has been sent in this neighborhood. And contrary to the CRA laws that require equitable distribution of funds in Riviera Beach, okay, that's not what it should not be happening. The area is not walkable safely. Our animals have been killed, and before our humans are killed, please meet the requirements of the CRA plan that you are required to fulfill, to include speed bumps on our streets, crosswalks on Park Ave, sidewalks on Park Ave, which is a double-lane highway, and handicapped accessibility and parking. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Annette Dragon, followed by Kendra Wester.
Hello, everyone. Annette Dragon, Riviera Beach. Apologies for my attire today. I came from a karate class. That being said, I think that the CRA is losing sight and not really listening to the residents. I've lived in Riviera Beach for over 20 years. My husband, who is no longer here, lived in Riviera Beach for over 45 years. He would be turning in his grave if he was hearing what you're looking to do on Broadway now. I'm sorry, But the CRA has a greater responsibility than bringing in high-rise developments. It has a responsibility to look after its current residents. And that's not just the east side of Broadway, it's the west side of Broadway as well. Traffic on Broadway is a nightmare. As the previous speaker said, where are the crosswalks? Where are the sidewalk remediation things going on? What about public transportation? You guys are looking to bring in uber rich to populate these condos that all three developers are proposing, and the hotels, the high-end hotels. What about catering to the residents who are already here? We live here, we want to play here, we work here, we want to play here. Please do something to look after your current residents. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Kendra Wester, followed by Doretta Polk.
Good evening, Kendra Wester, resident, parent, also president of Park Manor Neighborhood Group. I had an opportunity, I said I was going to stay here tonight because I wanted to ensure that I listened to all three of the presentations. And I'll just share one of the concerns that I'm having is that, and I think this was addressed by Ms. Davis, is that I don't see enough representation here. So I do agree that I hope that we're not voting on this tonight. If we vote on this tonight, it's just going to share with your residents that you don't care that every voice is heard, because I don't have representation here tonight. Based on what I heard tonight, our first presentation by Sonnenblick, very attractive presentation. There were beautiful hotels, restaurants. They created kind of this vision that I think would attract tourists to our area and maybe some locals as well. But I will say that I envisioned when we were to build in this area, I envisioned that we would still be able to have jazz festivals in our park, that we would bring people here for things like that. So I would think that they would consider that as well. I listened to Forest Development. When I listened to them, I heard a few good things, but what concerned me there wasn't a lot of options. So even as a local, I don't have a lot to choose from. It was very plain, not a whole, I didn't see a whole lot to choose from like I shared, and I'm tired of boatyards. Thirdly, and I know I'm running out of time, I heard related. Some things that I heard from them, yes, art, yes, the community engagement. However, my concern there, are we talking about local art? Are we engaging with local individuals to get these ideas across? And lastly, I can't remember who said the Culinary Institute. That's all good, but what they had in their plan was so minimal that the Culinary Institute will be preparing individuals for outside of our city, because they're not creating the restaurants and the hotels that would keep the students here. That's my comment, and I appreciate you taking that to your ear. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
Doretta Polk, followed by Cindy March.
Good evening. My name is Doretta Polk, and I'm glad that all three developers were able to come and give their vision of their plans for our city on Broadway. And what I did not hear, and hopefully the board would also stress this, what would whoever gets this development plan, and it's going to hopefully be a beautiful plan. But what about our infrastructure? they need to also contribute to that, the vast improvement, because our infrastructure is very devastating and it's really crumbling. And so we need, for all of this, the height and everything, we need these roads, we need our water, our sewer pipes revamped totally. Because even talking to the last council meeting, I was saying about we had a sewer break on G and 20th, and the stench was awful. And then Mr. Josh, I hear that he's no longer with us, but he came to talk to me, and he said there was going to be improvement. And the thing about it, we need to be notified. Our citizens on our streets need to be notified of any breakage or anything so we can be prepared. But we are not notified. And he also stated from whatever development, whoever the developer is, our infrastructure need to be revamped totally, because we're going to continue to have these breakdowns, water and sewer. And I want to find out, when whoever gets this, are you going to have community parks? Also, community playgrounds where the citizens can come in and play, can bring their children. Also, what are we going to do about the sidewalks? What are we going to do about the bus routes? We only have two sides to each side of the road on Broadway. I don't know how we can even open that up, because it does. And what about the school buses? I know there's some families that live there have children going to Dreyfus School of the Arts. What are we going to do about all these things? So we need to have these developers make sure that our infrastructure, water and sewer, and these other situations taken care of. And I thank you
For your
very
comments.
much.
Thank you.
Cindy March.
Good evening, Council. I first want to just elaborate a little bit about the board. When you're a leader and you're into leadership, no matter who has a position, if you're leading, you should present yourself here at the meeting. So if you all decide to vote tonight, you'll have enough people to vote. What if they be out the next meeting, and the next meeting, we're going to put everything on hold? I thought we said we're going to move this city forward. And the only way we can move it forward if we agree and disagree and come to common ground, but we need to find unity with one another. And this don't speak volumes with two seats open. If you're going to be a great leader, 11 years and 9 years, you should have been here. Number two, I'm with Foster's, because I don't know what part we had an overflow room or what, but they analyzed 10 things that they have already completed. So maybe somebody was in an overflow room. I don't know. We're not going to always agree about having something in our neighborhood or community, but you all say you all want to move it forward. So whoever they decide to choose tonight, if they make a vote tonight, we just got to work with the vote. I heard everything Foster said. I don't like development to come in here and say, we got to do it tonight. Then we can tell you this. In that typo area, be very clear. They say it's a typo area, but if it's not documented, they can get away with it. So you want to be very, very mindful what that second developer did. Yes, it's a typo and anybody can make an error, but they should have corrected that before they brought it here tonight. So Foster's, it's the best choice as I'm concerned, but I don't have a vote, but I am a resident. As you're doing to the CRA district, I want y'all to move further on the west side of town, because our infrastructure is very bad. I have a regular car now because of the holes and the bumps. You don't have adequate street lighting on Silver Beach Road. So if y'all can take time and look into that as well as fixing up the marina or fixing up the east side of town, because we know If it's close to that water, somebody like me can't afford it, condominiums. But I'm not gonna stop the project because I patronize any and everybody. I support people. You know, y'all said y'all want to move it forward, so I'm here to help you all move it forward. But we cannot keep being negative because of the dislike of two people not showing up. We got to go ahead and pass that. And yes, the district water man is not here no more, but it's two sides to the story. We're going to get our water plant bill one way or the other. So we might as well come together and work together as a team. Fosters, I wish you good luck.
Thank you for your comments.
Mr. Chair, that is the end of public comments.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Izir. Okay, colleagues, we have a decision to make first about is tonight the night that we're going to take a vote, or we're going to try to arrange a time when everyone can be here. I am so ready to move this thing forward, but I would like to give my colleagues another opportunity. This would be the second time that we've put this vote off. And I'm just not feeling that. I'm not feeling it. And we need to schedule it for the next 2 weeks. No long time delay. And if people who are not here, just not gonna be here. Twice, if we delay it again, twice. I'm not doing it a third time. I'm not. I'm just not. But I'm gonna make an assertive effort to reach out to all of the council commissioners. But we're gonna do this within the next 2 weeks.
Chair, can we pick a date?
I don't want to tie anybody down. I would like to be fair and check their schedules, but tell them it's got to be within 2 weeks. If you're not available, you're not available. It is what it is. But I'm not going to keep waiting for months at a time and delaying this project. So it's my suggestion that we reach out to each of the commissioners and ask for an available date within the next 2 weeks to take a vote. We're not going to have long presentations, 5 minutes max. They can go look at the presentations that were done tonight. Just some type of summary. Give the presenters an opportunity of 5 minutes, and we take a vote.
Chair?
Yes.
Okay, so I agree with you. I'm quite surprised that we don't have 5 members of the council sitting here today. We waited close to 10 years on this project. This project should have been built at least 7, 8 years ago. I don't know why it took so long. But I agree that we should have a meeting within 2 weeks and make a decision at that point.
Councilwoman Davis Premier.
Okay, so I'm okay with that. You say 2 weeks?
Max.
Max.
Okay. And the next time we make the decision at regarding.
Next time is decision time.
Okay.
Whether it's 3 here, 4 here, 5 here, a decision needs to be made.
I'm going to say, I'm not necessarily in agreement, but I will agree to it to you all because I do believe that, you know, it's a sacrifice for us to be. I'm not sure. Like you said, I'm not sure why, but
I'm sorry, what are you not in agreement with? I'm sorry.
No. I'm just saying, I was okay with moving forward, but we can give, the opportunity for our colleagues to vote. I'm okay with that if that's what you are okay with.
Yeah, I'm ready to move forward, to be honest, but I want to give them.
Yeah, I get it. It's a big decision. It's right.
Yeah.
It's a big project.
I'm ready
big
tonight.
decision.
Mr. Chair,
Attorney Smith.
From staff standpoint, so are you suggesting to call as the chair a special meeting for just this issue
or the next scheduled meeting? Because I don't think our scheduled meeting is in 2 weeks. So you're suggesting as the chair to call a special meeting, which is your prerogative as chair.
Yes.
So to that point, we have reserved the fourth Wednesday. We would, on that fourth Wednesday of the month, we have a dedicated slot within the Marina Event Center to have our regular meetings. Otherwise, any other date, it would be a special meeting. But we do have that fourth Wednesday reserved.
It is my hope that we can do it before 2 weeks out. I'm just giving a max that I think we should wait for this. If we can do it next week, we should. If we have available, if 5 people or 3 or 4 say that they're ready, we have to move. I'm not going to keep delaying this. So it's my hope that we can get it done next week.
Chair, so I agree, we should do it we could do it next week. I'm available next week.
I'm available next week.
I'm
And-
available.
And we just have to check with the other commissioners.
I'm available every day except
every day.
Monday.
Except Monday?
Mhm.
Okay, staff?
So, Chair, we would need enough time to confirm a 7-day notice to give to the public. So we would like to keep that in mind as we look to confirm our dates.
Well, try to confirm it tomorrow.
Will do, sir.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Mayor Lawson.
Thank you. What does that look like in this week? The board and the teams are still under a cone of silence. No selection has been made. In regards to procurement, process, or residents, a lot of residents have been asking about additional information, research. Are they able to see anything, present to the community? Is anything able to happen as a community basis between now and next week?
Rebecca, when you say additional research, I'm not understanding you.
Director?
So to answer that question, there is online all of the proposals that we all saw today.
Good.
Those proposals are online, along with a prepared sheet that JLL, our real estate development advisors, have prepared as well to give a summary and a synopsis of each of the proposals, a good breakdown. So that information is already online on our CRA website.
So residents can go on, watch the presentations again, go onto the CRA website, do all the reviews and see everything, just to get some additional feedback. Residents, if you have any engagement interests, you can always reach out to board members. They can't have discussions about them, but you can let them know your interests, what you want to see. We ask these questions. Second question, Director, what is this presentation next week, if it is moved next week? If board members are not available, if we can't get all 5 to show up again, board, are we going to still go forward with this vote? My recommendation.
Wait, you're asking the director, that's our decision.
Well,
We're
no,
going to move forward. Well, we're going to move forward 2 weeks max.
Okay.
Chair, I think it should be next week. I don't
Mis-
think it should.
Mr. Chair, if I can't finish,
I'm
if I
ready
can't finish
next
the
week.
comments, I think that the board, you have the decision to vote now if the residents are not available next week. My question was, Chairman Guyton, to our director, is this going to be a presentation? Is there going to be additional discussion? Is there going to be any other discussion happening with the board? I know our members can watch the meeting online, but are they going to be looking for any additional presentation? Will the teams be coming back to answer questions with the same one? We have to have a clear makeup so the board can understand. Mr. Guyton, my question now, which was also a 2-part to you, was to the commissioners on this board, what are we going to look like? If they are not able to attend or unavailable, are we still going to proceed and go forward just to have our vote? Because since that board has a quorum, you have the ability to vote tonight, but respectfully for the residents and the colleagues, if they show up next week, they can opine and vote, but we have to have clear direction for these teams. If they're waiting another week, are they going to bring all of their team back? Do people have to fly in from out of town? What does this dynamic look like? So the board has to give clear understanding to the community and to our staff and to the teams that flew in from all over the country.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Lawson. To answer your question, yes, we're going to move forward at our next meeting. It is my hope that we can bring everybody together next week. But if we can't, we'll give it another week, 2 weeks max, and we moving forward. And to answer your question about the teams coming back, yes, they would have an opportunity, I'm suggesting, to have 5 minutes. And if our members who were not here or those who are here have additional questions, yes, it would be open. We'll never stop any colleague from asking a question that they want to know. So, yes, we're going to move forward one way or the other, 2 weeks max, hopefully next week, if they're available. And yes, we're going to be asking the team, they don't have to bring their whole team back, to come back for a 5-minute presentation. And then there'll be questions and a vote, and we're moving forward.
Chair?
Yes.
So for confirmation, we're looking to either have the meeting date for next week, Wednesday or Thursday.
Preferably, as long as we can meet that deadline for the notice.
Okay, and if we cannot come to a consensus, we're looking to meet on that fourth Wednesday of the month.
Wait, back up. You missed Friday.
Okay.
If they can meet Friday, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's got to be done.
Absolutely, Wednesday, Thursday,
done,
or Friday.
done.
We'll have 3 options.
Any day next week that they want to meet.
Wednesday, we do have a meeting on the 20th.
Okay.
So there is a meeting on the 20th, so we would look for that Thursday or Friday option.
That'll be fine.
Another thing, I want to make sure that I at least say on record, we are still in a cone of silence.
Okay.
Per section 2-166 of the Code of Ordinances. So if residents do have any questions, I do advise that they do not call our CRA. I do advise that they go online and take a look at the presentations along with the video of the presentations themselves. And any other questions that they have, of course, they can email us and we can answer those questions at a later time frame, but we are still in the cone of silence.
Okay. Understood. Are there any further comments? Mayor Lawson? Brainstorming.
Thank you, Jim.
Councilwoman Davis Bernier?
I'm good, but just check out the police department's website. I think they're doing a big event on Saturday that the community might be interested in. I don't have the flyer with me, but check the website.
Okay. Wait, I'm sorry. I should have started over here. Closing comments from the executive director.
The only closing comments that I have, I'd like to give a huge congratulations to Miss Anita Jenkins. She did receive an award for 2026 Housing Hero today, Miss Anita Jenkins. So I do want to go ahead and congratulate her.
Congratulations, baby.
Congratulations. This award is dedicated, absolutely, to individuals for housing leadership within Palm Beach County. So very proud of that. Thank you.
Okay. Attorney Smith.
None, Mr. Chair.
Mayor Lawson.
Director Mercy stole all the thunder, but made all the announcements. To all of our residents, to everybody that's watching, congratulations to our housing hero. It was an honor, and as I always say, I like to give our flowers when we can.
Please, wait. Hey, you're leaving. Please be quiet. The meeting is not over.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I always want to make sure that we can honor our hometown heroes. So on behalf of this board, all of the commissioners, and the mayor of the city, I want to present our flowers to Miss Anita Jenkins, who so truly deserves them.
And what is the award for?
And you did a heck of a speech, Ms. Jenkins.
It was, Ms. Jenkins can tell you, but it was the Housing Heroes Award. Yeah, it was a house. They had luncheon today at the Kravitz Center, and as we celebrate the housing accomplishments throughout the year, Ms. Jenkins was one of the I guess pillars within the community within the Housing Award. So she received that award today.
And commissioners, Ms. Jenkins shut that room down.
Yes,
She really
did.
talked
That
about
speech.
the impact of what it is for housing in our community and what she's been doing, but what's needed from leaders, from our residents, and from development teams. So please, with Ms. Jenkins is allotted a few minutes, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, Commissioners, Mr. Mercius, and thank you for recognizing this singular honor that I received today. It was the highlight of my more than 35 years career. You all know that I am passionate about housing. And in recapping some people who have been impactful in my life, um, I ended that listing of people with one person that I'm so happy is in the audience tonight, Tony Brown, who brought me back to Riviera Beach and gave me an opportunity to work with the CRA. I was so proud that when they presented the housing report for the year, that Riviera Beach was one of the highlighted cities in our county for the incredible progress that we've made in delivering affordable and workforce housing to our community. Housing is not just about development, it's not about financing, it's about people and the difference it can make in the life of our children and bringing stability and bringing a place of hope. And I just want you all to continue to try as hard as you can, to do as much as you can to make sure that all of the people at all income levels have a safe, decent, and attractive place to live. So I applaud you all for all that you've done, but I close my remarks today by saying that while we have all done good work, there is so much more that we can do and that we must do. So thank you all very, very much. And thank you for the representatives from the CRA in the city who were there to help share in that moment.
Thank you, Ms. Jenkins, and congratulations again. Okay, Mayor, do you have some further comments?
Thank you, Ms. Chair. That's it. Thank
Okay.
you, Mr.
Councilwoman Davis Bernier.
I already said.
You
Thank
said?
you.
Dr. Spiritus.
Chair, I just want to thank all three presenters for being here this evening. All three of you are winners. You all are doing projects with the city, and we thank you for investing and believing in the city of Riviera Beach.
Thank you, and I have no comments. This meeting is adjourned.
I know.
Thank you.
Mr. Smith, be safe. Yeah, I got to make it
Hopefully I can open it. Hey, love, how are you?